it's time for the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Quick Heal Secrite, Policy Bazaar, co-powered by 99acres.com, SBI General Insurance.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now time for the nation's sharpest opinion, where I look into a news story of the day or a couple of news stories of the day, and I sort of reflect on the broad trends that I'm seeing and reading out of it. And the idea is to put my views against the views of others and come to some kind of a cogent reasoning on what analysis should be made of the news story of the day. And the big story of the day, of course, besides the CAA legal challenge, is the fact that the BJP has put out its second list, about 72 candidates. Now, most importantly, I've been seeing not just the list of candidates, I've been watching what the BJP is doing, what the opposition is doing. And while many of you feel that I am more in favor of the ruling alliance on issues, that's not the case. I'm doing my sharp and clear trend line analysis on what the BJP is doing, and I see 7 or 8 trends. The first trend that I see here, especially if you look at today's list, is that the BJP is putting its full skin in the game. They are getting ex-chief ministers Manohar Lal Khattar, Basavaraj Bommai, who is joining me in a few minutes, Rajya Sabha heavyweights Piyush Goyal, who's been leading the party in the Rajya Sabha, all out into battle. So they want their big names into the Lok Sabha battle. Second trend is that the BJP is leveraging its state level performers to come to the Lok Sabha, which is why Khattar, Bommai and Shivraj are all being brought into the Lok Sabha. Third is that they are balancing the old with the new, blending people over the age of 65, 70 with younger, fresher, very, very young names like Tejasvi, Surya, who's also joining me, young names like Basuri Swaraj. So there are more than 50 such young leaders whose names have come in. The fourth trend is that the BJP is looking into new territories as opposed to the Congress, which is sort of in a defensive mode. The fifth is, of course, the Prime Minister is fronting every area himself. Look at the way he's fronted in Kashmir and the way he's fronting the battle in Tamil Nadu. So he's taken on 400 par on himself. Then it's betting on big reform, of course, but it's pushed CAA, so the rhetoric is purely on record. And finally, viewers, a point to be made here. While the BJP is pushing more into the battle, the first sign that the Congress particularly is giving up is Sonia Gandhi doesn't want to fight an election. Jairam Ramesh will never fight a Lok Sabha election. A Sitaram Yechuri wants to lead a party but never fight a Lok Sabha election. So you have an India alliance where the leaders can never get directly elected, which tells you the bigger story. These are some of the trend lines I'm seeing, and then now later, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get some big names in and take the debate forward. So let's start.
नौजवान भी बोल रहा है अब की बार
BJP has released 72 names in its second list of candidates for Lok Sabha polls. BJP has retained its old hands, including Nitin Gadkari, Piyush Goyal and Anurag Thakur. Three former chief ministers, Manohar Lal Khattar, Trivendra Singh Rawat, Basavaraj Bommai, who have proved their capabilities in their respective states, have been fielded this time. From Delhi, Maharashtra to Karnataka, BJP has shuffled decks to make a cut in the second list. Pratap Simha, who came under fire during Parliament security breach, has been replaced from Mysuru seat by Yaduvir Gautam Gambhir has been replaced from East Delhi seat by Harsh Malhotra. Meanwhile, Congress is not putting its skin in the 2024 game. Sources say Congress heavyweights have opted out of the Lok Sabha race. 5 out of 6 top leaders want ticket for their kin.
Mr. Kharge is the sitting Rajya Sabha MP. Mr. Digvijay Singh is the sitting Rajya Sabha MP. So why would they give up their Rajya Sabha seat and fight the Lok Sabha? And as far as Mr. Kamal Nath is concerned, he's the sitting MLA from Chhindwara.
Can the Congress match up to BJP's game plan ahead of the 2024 grand finale? Let's debate.
Among the BJP heavyweights whose names are out in today's list is Basavaraj Bommai. Till recently, Karnataka's Chief Minister, former Chief Minister, he is contesting from Haveri. Mr. Bommai, congratulations on being in the list. And I want to begin by just getting a sense when a former Chief Minister comes in a Lok Sabha game, obviously there is some thinking that the BJP has done. And you are not the only former Chief Minister. Manohar Lal Khattar, his name is in the list. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, his name in the list. So why are so many former Chief Ministers fighting the Lok Sabha elections this time from the BJP?
See, BJP party has grown leaps and bounds, and it has created a lot of leaders at different levels, including chief ministers. And our Honorable Prime Minister is always looking for a kind of a blend between experience and talent and youth. And he has done it. He wants to bring the experience of the state to the center, because state and center has got a unique relation in our constitutional setup. Therefore, the experience in the state will certainly help in building the United Nation of India. And that's the thought of our Honorable Prime Minister. That's like a statesman. The thought is like a statesman. A politician has eye on next election, but our Prime Minister statesman has got eye on the next generation. It's the next generation decisions that our Prime Minister is able to take.
But Mr. Bommai, isn't there a sense of regret that you will be moving out of state politics?
Unable to hear you.
I said, would there be an element of regret? Can you hear me?
Unable to hear
Would
you.
there be? Can you hear me, Mr. Bommai? Mr. Bommai, am I coming through to you? Can you hear me?
Unable to hear you. Audio illa.
I'm just going to try and get the audio back. While I get it back, the thought which is going on in my mind, viewers, is that when someone like Mr. Bommai moves from the center to state politics, until recently he was fighting an election. Shivraj Singh Chauhan also has moved, and it's a significant name from Madhya Pradesh to move to central politics. The obvious question would be, while it's a clear move by the BJP leadership, would there be a sense of worry among these leaders that are they being pulled out from state politics? After all, which chief minister or ex-chief minister would like to move out completely from state politics? I don't know if the audio line is clear with Mr. Bommai. Mr. Bommai, can you hear me now? Okay, I'm reconnecting with him in 10 seconds. So viewers, I'll put that second question in 10 seconds. Just be patient with me, viewers. While I recap this, I'd just like to tell you many changes. I see a lot of shuffling of the deck by the BJP. I see at least about 50 to 60 minimum candidates, MPs, sitting MPs from the BJP who would not be getting tickets this time. And so that's a clear shuffle. I'm also seeing an overall trend in the BJP towards giving more members of the OBC community tickets. And the reasoning for that, I think, is because last time, if you see the win record of OBC candidates was almost 85%, which means 85% of the candidates of the OBC community put up by the BJP in the last general elections won their seats. So the BJP is going by that track record on that. So I have Mr. Bommai back, and that question goes to you, Mr. Bommai. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Yes.
So are you worried? I mean, are leaders like you worried
Yeah,
that
I'm
what
able to
happens
hear
when we
you.
move to Delhi? Will we be cut off from state politics?
No, we are not really worried. In fact, this opportunity to work for the nation and for the state too, directly under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. And Narendra Modi ji is such a magnet that anything regarding state also we can really work out and find solutions. So we will not be cut off from the state, I'm sure.
Well, Mr. Bommai, I wish you all the very best for this phase of your political career.
Thank you, Arnab. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much.
Let's open the debate, viewers. I have with me R.P. Singh, Sardar R.P. Singh of the BJP. I have with me Mahesh Jethmalani of the All India Congress Committee. Sorry, I'm not there in the studio to receive you tonight. Vivek Silas, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Anirban Banerjee, supporting the Trinamool Congress. Mr. Sabharwal, BJP is putting more and more people to fight a Lok Sabha election. Tell me one thing. When will Jairam Ramesh fight a Lok Sabha election?
There are certain leaders in our every party who work for the elections. So we have a galaxy of leaders who are contesting election. Are you not shocked KC Venugopal is contesting the election? It's a surprise for all of us. It's a surprise for all the opposition parties also. So
Why?
the Congress party
Why is it?
has putting up all the senior leaders in the fray. We are all putting
Why is it
all
a
senior
surprise
leaders in the
that
fray.
KC Venugopal
So all our
is
leaders
fighting
are-
the election?
No, he's the organizational general secretary, he's MP from Rajya Sabha. But he has taken the courage to fight the election. This shows that how much we are serious to fight with the BJP. It's a do and die situation for us. We are fighting in the interest of the country. We have to save the country from a Nyay. That's why our leader is Rahul Gandhi is taking a Nyay Yatra. During that also the Congress party has at least two lists. One was 39 yesterday it was 43. So we are covering up. After the Nyay Yatra conclude in Mumbai, we will definitely announce the maximum seats to the maximum experienced leaders of the Congress party. And we are participating very well in the India Alliance. We are hoping that every state will be wherever. Can you believe that we have done an alliance with the AAP party? I never dreamt in my life we can be able to achieve that goal. So we have achieved that goal. Kejriwal was sincere to us. We were shocked. I was never thought that this can happen, but this has happened. So you will see surprises in the coming results also. The BJP in 2004 also, when shining India. This is their strategy, to hype. And the whole media is involved in that. We don't bother about that. We believe in the democracy of this country. We believe that machines will not be hacked. We believe the people of India will definitely stood by the Nyay. They will stood by the Congress
What
party
is this
because
about
they know
machines that is
Congress
starting?
the heart of
What is this about machines that is starting?
EVM
What
machines.
is this, Vivek Silas?
EVM
Vivek
machines,
Silas, are you
that's-
seeing?
Arnab, they have already accepted their
Anirban,
defeat.
already they are starting every second day. I am seeing this becoming a pattern on my program. They're starting this campaign against EVMs as acknowledgement that they are losing. Vivek, are you part of this game? Are you part of this game?
Very good evening to you, Honor. First of all, no, I am not in part of this game, not at all. We have full confidence that the Samajwadi Party with the alliance in Uttar Pradesh is going to do exceedingly well. We are not a part of this, because the confidence that we are getting, the response that we are getting from the people of Uttar Pradesh here, we are very much confident that this is the right time to root out the Bharatiya Janata Party from Uttar Pradesh, because Uttar Pradesh is our strong turf. Actually, today the common man is struggling to run his household. That is a fact, Allah. We cannot deny from that. He struggles to provide health and education. If you don't have a proper medical insurance, you cannot provide health to your children at home. And a common man is seeing corruption all over. The CAG report has also confirmed it. People are fed up of big and tall promises that have been made since 2014. Yes, it has been a long time. You cannot blame the previous governments all the time. You cannot do that. Because 10 years you have been in power, you have to say what you have done. Because the CAG report also says corruption is there in Ayushman Yojana, Bharat Mala project, lot of corruption in Namani Gange. This is the CAG report. The Samajwadi Party is not saying that. It is the CAG report that says that. Dwarka Expressway is another example of corruption, and many more corruptions are going to come out after we form the government, and no one will be spared. Land scam in Ayodhya, that was the worst thing. A corruption, no one could have believed that there could have been a corruption in the name of Lord Ram. No way. But it is there. The mayor of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the MLA of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Ayodhya have done that. It's true. And they have not been still removed from the party. That's unfair. Well, today I thought Sardar R.P. Singh would have been getting a ticket from Delhi. I was expecting he's a good man. He's a tough fighter for the Bharatiya Janata Party. He's always there on the shows. But unfortunately, no. I don't know who's the person who's got it. I'm not sure R.P. Singh ji. So Uttar Pradesh, no problem. We are absolutely confident that we'll be giving a very tough time to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and we'll be winning more seats than the Bharatiya Janata Party in Uttar Pradesh.
The first trend we need to analyze tonight is why is the BJP putting out so many ex-chief ministers, very, very senior candidates from states to fight the Lok Sabha elections? Now, the analysis from the other side is because you're running scared, RP Singh. See, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Chief Minister for 18 years, has been fielded from Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh. Basavaraj Bommai, who just came on the program from Haveri. Actually, Manohar Lal Khattar makes me ask you, are you nervous about the situation in Haryana? That you had to change him, sack the entire cabinet days before an election. Now you put him up from Karnal. T.S. Rawat, he was Chief Minister of Uttarakhand for 4 years from Haridwar. So, either it is a sign that you would want to bring the state leaders into central politics, or it is a sign of your nervousness, as the opposition is alleging. But we need to understand what is in your thinking there. What's your thinking? Are you saying Shivraj Singh Chauhan has no use in Madhya Pradesh politics, or you just want to move him out of Bhopal?
Arnab, first let me clarify what this Samajwadi party spokesperson said about me. I'm sorry, I mean, you are just aware of one part of mine. There are other colleagues in the party who work more harder than me. I mean, Jogendra Chandolia has been my colleague since university days, and he has worked along with me since university days. It's almost 45 years he's been working in the party now. And same is Harsh Malhotra. I've seen him working almost for now 38 years in the party. So party also pick up cadre who are working on ground. So it's not that someone coming on a TV show means that he is the candidate. One. Secondly, as for the CM goes, sir, is a mixed batch of the experienced people in the states. They should get the experience in the parliament and then be part of the can be part of the cabinet, and then can give better use to the government. They can be a better use for the government also. So this is a mixed batch where we have got the youngsters also, we have got the first timers also, we have got the experienced chief ministers also, we have got the people who were in Rajya Sabha going to the Lok Sabha. So it is our party which does all this much of experiments and also ensure that people win. When we got the fresh faces in the states, the chief ministers, everyone raised questions, but they are performing well. So is the case of Haryana. The person who was appointed has been in the party.
So if he was performing well, if he was performing so well, then why did you suddenly, I can understand, move him. Why did you sack the entire cabinet? Are you getting, see, I'm not understanding. If you're so confident of the situation everywhere in the country, then why did the whole Haryana cabinet, why was it made to resign? Why did the JJP walk out? Why did we have a new chief minister days before an election? Why were all the ministers replaced? I mean, this thing is not matching. Either you're taking no chances. Am I right? I want Mr. Sabarwal's analysis on that, because what these are two different narratives.
Can I answer this, please? This question is for
Yeah.
BJP. Let me answer this. So, Arnab, we did the same thing with Gujarat also, because change is ongoing in the party system also. And then we get our fresh faces, fresh people to perform better, and then get the better ideas and new ideas for the governance also. So it is part of the process. We should welcome that is the only party which does that. I mean, we get fresh faces, we get fresh ideas, we get fresh people to work and perform better for the people at large. So, and then it's not that then we are dumping
Mr. Sabarwal, you take that?
Earlier people who were the chief ministers.
Mr. Sabarwal, you take that?
Given birth in the center now.
Yeah. No, I'll they know the reality at the grassroots level, at the bottom level. The people of India are fed up from this government. They are creating some kind of a narrative by creating a hype like the Shining India. Same strategy, in 2004. And that is the BJP's culture, I am observing, RP is a colleague of mine. We were working together in the NSY. We fought elections against. He's from ABP. I was from the NSY. I know their intentions from my childhood, from my young age. Now, my submission is that in Haryana, because Haryana is adjoining Delhi and Mr. Kejriwal belongs to Haryana, so they have understood that the alliance has been done between Congress and our party. India alliance is too strong, so they got scared. So they are, day by day, India alliance will materialize more and more. They will afraid more and more. And the time will come, because they know at the grassroots level, the people of India they are fed up from Mengai. They are fed up from the price rise. They are fed up from the unemployment. The people want justice in this country. The people don't want a good bhashans by reading on telepromoter. These are the intentions of the Prime Minister. He has created such a hype like a Mount Everest that I have done this, I have done this. अरे भैया, आपने नहीं कुछ किया, सब कुछ देश करता है, देश का पैसा करता है. ये टैक्स जो आपने गब्बर सिंह टैक्स लगाया है, वो करवा रहा है आपसे. When we got independence, we were so poor. Now the tax is coming. I am paying, you are paying, all of us we are paying on everything. So that tax is building the national highways. That tax is building the infrastructure. This impression of the Prime Minister that he is more than a god. The God will teach them a lesson, and Lord Ram will teach them a lesson, because they have changed the date of his birthday from April to January. The people of India will teach them.
I'll get Subrashta to respond. Very amused by that situation out there. Subrashta is responding. I'm opening the debate. Yeah. Subrashta, we are analyzing the BJP's ticket selection and what it reads, what trend lines we see in the run-up to the announcement of the election, maybe later this week. Subrashta.
Yes, so Arnab, I think first of all, let us accept that the smooth transition of leadership that has happened in Haryana, I think some credit should definitely go to the BJP for this kind of agility. You are running a corporate entity yourself, Arnab. It's very difficult for even corporates to show this kind of a smooth transition to leadership. Also, please let us understand that Mr. Khattar has not been shunted. He is going to contest the Lok Sabha elections. His experience is going to be weighed in right there. And maybe he may be incorporated in the center if the BJP wins the election, which definitely it seems like it. And so I think the organizational churn that happened in the BJP, I look at it like that. However, let me also tell you that this is also an acknowledgement of sorts for the huge anti-incumbency which has been there in Haryana. It is not easy for any political party to accept that and move ahead. And I think BJP has done a right thing strategically in going ahead with this move. Now, I was amused because I generally listened to Mr. Sabarwal's analysis with a lot of interest. He, despite being in the Congress party and the indefensible position he is in sometimes, he has been able to give some pretty decent analysis. But I was amused by the reference of God and by the reference of Lord Ram. You also know, Mr. Sabarwal, that the Hindutva narrative is absolutely out of your hands. So invoking Lord Ram, and I know you are chuckling yourself to what you said right now, but please let us understand that there are certain things organizationally that the Congress needs to learn from the BJP. If at all you had the kind of sagacity that this party had, perhaps in Rajasthan you wouldn't have made the mistake of, the mistake that you made between Mr. Pilot and Mr. Gehlot. And state after state you can see that there are issues in your party which organizationally you're not able to deal with, and I think there is a leaf out from the BJP handbook that should go out to all opposition parties, in fact. And as somebody who deals in strategy as well, I think it's a great move that should be applauded as such.
I also feel, I'm just saying this personally, so much insecurity by the Gandhi Vadra family about Sachin Pilot. He's the last remaining young mass leader face of your party. Your party is not forming a government in Rajasthan, you lost a government. Least you could have done. Least, I'm saying least. And he's so young and he's an acceptable face. Least is you can give him a Lok Sabha ticket. But did they give him a Lok Sabha ticket, RP Singh? No. Why? Because they have to give a ticket to Ashok Gehlot's son. Ashok Gehlot's son, Vaibhav Gehlot, will get a ticket from Jalore. ऐसे मत देखिए. See, Mr. Sabarwal, मैं भी अभी थोड़ा experienced journalist हो गया हूँ. You will not. No. 1 minute. No. Why? Because Sachin Pilot, if he comes to Lok Sabha, will be far more competent, a better speaker, and a more nationally. He will be a nationally accepted face as a young leader. Where has he got a ticket? Has he got? You have put him in the category. You have put Sachin Pilot in the category. You have put Sachin Pilot in the category of Jairam Ramesh, of Ashok Gehlot, of Kamal Nath.
No, he's going to
contest. Digvijay Singh.
Why
of Harish Rawat.
That is his issue,
what do you mean? See, the point is... one minute. Sachin Pilot is about 47 years old. All the other leaders are touching, pushing 80, 75, 80. So why are you discriminating against young leaders? These are questions, sir. And if you are insecure, तो क्या करें? आप ही सोच रहे, you are thinking that Arnab is right, he has trapped me. Mani man mein you agree with everything I say. But anyway, I hope everything is well with Anmol Pawar.
We are also balancing the tickets, the youth
balancing.
And the youth.
I am putting a question. Viewers, would you have liked to see Sachin Pilot? Would you have liked to see, do you think Sachin Pilot is a better national leader of the Congress party than Rahul Gandhi?
He must contest.
You do a test right now. Who should be president of Congress party? Rahul Gandhi or Kharge or Sachin Pilot? You'll get the reply.
Mr. Sabarwal,
well-meaning
congressmen like you would definitely want Sachin Pilot to contest an election. My question to you is, do you have space in your political party to give credence to the kind of views that you have? Sachin Pilot may get a ticket, but his name has not been announced yet. Let us understand.
He has to contest also.
Let us understand.
That is depend upon his wish also.
Absolutely.
Whether he's applied, whether he's applying, whether he wants to contest, whether when the High Command.
Mr. Sabarwal, I am 36 now. Since the last 18 years that I have been entitled to vote, this right has been granted to me by my constitution, and I have never seen Rahul Gandhi share stage with any political leader who is a better speaker than him, who has much fresher ideas than him, who is more articulate than him. That's the kind of insecurity your party leader has. May I just go ahead and say he will not even share stage with a person like you, Mr. Sabarwal. He is so insecure.
He won't share.
Rahul Gandhi would not even share his stage with you. He will not. He will not.
Okay. Ma'am, I'll explain you. Sachin Pilot has a legacy of Mr. Rajesh Pilot. Mr. Rajesh Pilot was also a newcomer in the politics by Sanjay ji and Rajiv ji and Indira ji. So he was also, he got a legacy.
And targeted after the question Sonia Gandhi.
Thank you, Mr. Sabarwal, for clearing this air. People like us are not against dynasty politics if the dynast deserves the position that he is in democracy. The problem with Mr. Rahul Gandhi is he has nothing to show to his credit than the fact that he's he comes from the Gandhi Nehru family. That's all his legacy is all about. Whereas with respect to Sachin Pilot, he has proved himself on ground. Mr. Sabarwal, I never bat for any Congress leader. You know that. But if people like us are here openly saying, get Sachin Pilot, in a leadership position in your party, please understand it is a mass
He'll
sentiment.
never be given. He'll
We do
never be
not
given.
want to see
He'll
Mr.
never
Rahul
be
Gandhi, and we do want to see a strong,
He must
responsible
contest.
opposition in the country.
No,
He
he
must
won't be
contest.
given.
We don't want to
won't
see
be given.
Priyanka and
He must
Rahul at
He
all.
won't be given.
He must contest.
He won't
He's a
be given.
mass-based leader in Rajasthan.
No, he won't.
He's
he
a
won't be
mass-based
given.
leader in
You will never
Rajasthan.
give
He
it.
was the Congress
You will never
president
make
of
it.
Rajasthan state.
No,
He
you
was
will never
cabinet
make it.
minister in the government also.
Your party
He has a
is-
legacy
I
of his
hope
father. He has a legacy of his mother.
Sachin Pilot becomes the chief minister of Rajasthan one day, and I hope Sachin Pilot
Anyway, why-
becomes a central minister
Now-
when
now
the
the-
Congress
now the-
party comes in power in a fantasy land.
Now,
Let's hope so.
now, I hope that
He
everything
was a
is good
central
with the
minister.
Trinamool Congress
He was a central minister
because
in
we
the
got
party.
we got some disturbing news today on Irban that a big fight has broken out between Mamata Banerjee and her brother, and that the brother attacked his sister, saying Mamata Banerjee did not give me a ticket. I was promised a ticket, this and that, and and he's walked out. And then Mamata Banerjee, lot of drama happened today. I don't know, Ramesh Sabarwal, if you know, Mamata Banerjee says, I will have nothing to do with him. He has become greedy. I never promised him a ticket. Full on family drama. So anyway, I don't want to talk about family drama, but I just hope everything is okay. It's not going further south, because it's quite embarrassing for all of us to see what is happening within the Mamata Banerjee household, So, having said that, Anirban, and your stony silence only reflects the kind of quagmire that you are in on this. My question is to Anmol.
Sorry.
Anmol, today, India Alliance top leaders are not fighting the Lok Sabha election. Anmol, Piyush Goyal is fighting a Lok Sabha election.
All of us were fighting.
When will Sitaram Yechuri fight a Lok Sabha election? When will Uddhav Thackeray fight a Lok Sabha election? When will Akhilesh Yadav fight a Lok Sabha election? And why not? When will Udayanidhi Stalin fight a Lok Sabha election? And why not? Why not? In fact, if you have the guts, make Manish Sisodia fight a Lok Sabha election from jail. Let's see how many people vote for him. You want a referendum? No, he's not been convicted yet, so he can fight technically. Why didn't you make him fight the election? Why didn't you make Satyendra Jain fight an election? Why are so many senior Indie leaders avoiding fighting the Lok Sabha election this time, Anmol? That's my question to you.
Arnab, as far as Delhi is concerned, we know that BJP was forced to remove 6 out of 7 sitting MPs for the reason that BJP is encountering a formidable challenge from the Aam Aadmi Party. And there's significant anti-incumbency against them due to their lack of initiatives for the betterment of people. All these sitting MPs were absent when the democratic rights of Delhi's people were trampled through these ordinances and bills. They have done nothing for the people of Delhi, and that is the reason why they are so scared. Even a common man like Kuldeep Kumar from East Delhi, whose father is still working in MCD, he is giving a tough challenge to all the BJP leaders who are trying very hard to defeat the Aam Aadmi Party, which won't happen this time. So I think it is for the BJP to answer why they are forced to remove all the 6 sitting MPs.
Okay, he's turned it around. I'll get RP on that. RP, actually, both in Delhi and in Haryana, you can call it pragmatism of the BJP, you can call it panic, you can call it worry. But why is it that you've changed so many candidates in Delhi? Why have you changed so many sitting? Why did you remove Gautam Gambhir? Why have you changed so many sitting MPs in Delhi? And why have you made that huge change in Haryana? Is it not an acknowledgement that you're worried about the AAP Congress alliance, which you frankly may not have expected will ever happen? Give a clear reply to both, what Sabarwal ji said earlier and what Anmol is saying now.
Well, Arnab, what sort of alliance it will be? 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Mr. Kejriwal will be in Patiala and saying that we have put 5 of the ministers of the corrupt Congress behind bar. And when he comes back to Delhi in Mayur Vihar, he'll appreciate Congress party. He'll say Congress
That is a
very good
political
party.
speech
Congress,
you are making.
You are aligned with Congress.
You are
because
making a
Congress is very good
political
party.
speech,
So,
but
no,
you are
give me a second,
explain.
sir.
No,
Give
no,
me-
one minute. If
Give
it
me a
is
second,
not
sir.
significant, if it is not significant, then why have you made so many changes in Delhi and Haryana? There is no harm in RP Singh admitting that I
Because
see
our
this as a
party
challenge
never
and we need to
catered-
counter it more effectively.
No, because our party keeps changing the leaders with cadre and leaders goes to other work also.
Anmol, Mr.
There were
Sabharwal.
people who were removed from the cabinet and then they were working in the organization. They were working in the organization. So that is a part of
Dr.
the process.
Harshvardhan is
And,
denied a ticket.
Khattar Sahab has been given
who did
ticket
so
and
much
put to
hard
contest
work
for
during
Karnal.
COVID.
So
Dr.
Harshvardhan ji was the minister
who was their
also.
health
Harshvardhan ji was
minister
the state minister also. So
He was state minister also. He was cabinet
RP
minister
Singh
and
also.
he will still work for the
RP Singh ji-
organization. He'll still so
RP Singh, ji,
Meenakshi
why are
Lekhi-
you not addressing the
Meenakshi
nation on the
Lekhi, she
real
was the
issues?
cabinet minister in the government.
RP Singh ji, why are you not addressing the nation
So
on the real
they
issues?
will
Why
get
are you
ticket
no,
because
he'll
they
work for the
manage
organization
the
now.
alliance.
He'll work for the organization. That's how the party works.
RP Singh
But why
ji,
don't you
I
answer
want to
what
ask
Arnab
I
said?
want to
Why
ask
didn't you
you-
make Manish
Congress
Sisodia
party
contest
also
and
given
take a
the
referendum on him? No, why didn't you make Manish Sisodia contest? Arnab was very right. Why don't you have a referendum on him? You still have a
Singh
chance.
ji, I
Change the
want to
candidate and
ask
make
you
Manish
one
Sisodia contest
question.
from
Why are you
easily
not addressing the real
and seek
issues?
referendum.
Why are you evading them?
Let's
Because
Let's
we
talk
will
about the
keep
real issues.
reminding you, we
There
will
are
keep
more
reminding
than
you that you
18 crore
promised 2
people who
crore
got
jobs,
the job
but you failed to provide it.
because as per the
That the
EPF
richest
data,
1% of the
EPF
country is
data,
holding
and also
40%
that
wealth
more than
in your
4 crore
Sabka
people
Saath Sabka
took
Vikas
the
model.
Mudra Yojana loan.
That
So
your
they-
mission to
they are
provide
self-employed
Pakka
also.
household to every
Each one of them-
Indian
each one of
citizen
them
by
would have got
2020
another
has
person
al-
added to
22
his,
has also failed.
job.
That your promise to
assignment
double
between total
farmers'
of 26
income,
crore people got
provide
employment.
MSP and waive farm loans
55
have
crore
also
people
failed
are getting benefit of Ayushman Bharat.
because you did not
55
fulfill
crore.
your
You promised 1,000
constitutional
rupees
obligation
in, Punjab.
to provide
What happened
free
of that?
electricity,
Ayushman
water,
Bharat
health
has
and
been a-
education to the
They
citizens
become,
of this
Out of the
they
country.
become so
What
much
happened of
panic.
Because the debt on this country, which was 63 lakh
Ayushman
crores
Bharat
in
has been a house of
2014,
corruption.
has increased to 173 lakh crores today.
The India Alliance.
Because 40%
They got
rural
frightened now.
household has no
I
water
know
That's why
the
supply.
they
Haryana.
are supporting
DDP
Haryana.
loan.
They are
And we
saying
will
government
keep
can
questioning
do
you
better.
till the time you provide answers. Because the nation wants to know. RP Singh ji, the nation
You'll have
wants
to
to know
answer
these
lot on the
answers.
liquor
From a government
liquor
whom they
corruption.
elected in
You'll have to not to
2014
answer liquor corruption.
on the basis of
One
these
bottle free with
promises,
one bottle you have
which
to
you
answer
have
on that.
miserably failed to deliver.
Kejriwal had to answer on the
Because
liquor
you
corruption.
can't compete
Ask
the Delhi
Kejriwal to
governance
join
model.
The
That is the
ED
precise
questioning.
reason why you have
Let him
changed
go
all
and
your
join
sitting
the ED
MPs.
questioning. There's a bigger question which Delhi is waiting for.
And you'll face a
Mr.
severe
Kejriwal,
setback in
go and
Delhi.
join the questioning by the
Be
ED.
prepared for that.
Mark my word, it will be 0-7. We will win all 7 seats.
So we will win all 7 seats. It will be 0 for you this time. Because you are evading the real issues.
Wait for the time.
You are
People
running
still
away from
waiting.
the real
Your
issues
answers
because you
on
don't
the
have
liquor
answers.
corruption.
Because you have not
The real
done
issue in Delhi is the liquor
anything in
corruption.
last 10
The
years.
bigger issue is the corruption in Delhi Jail Board. Bigger corruption is the issue in DTC in Delhi. There's a bigger issue.
Because
in
people
Delhi.
know.
The way the
Because
government is
people
led
know
is
that
by
you are
Kejriwal,
ga-
the corrupt government
that your
led by
guarantees are
Kejriwal
fake.
in Delhi. So people know who's corrupt. No one is prepared to say that maybe
People
Kejriwal.
know
Everyone
that
says
you are
choo-choo
absorbing
Kejriwal
all
today.
the leaders whom you labeled as corrupt in last 5 years.
Now, there are two ways in which you can see this. There are two ways in which you can see this.
Lalu Yadav, who's
Anmol.
standing by Sharad
Anmol.
Pawar?
Anmol. I have lost count of the number of actors and actresses being fielded by the Trinamool Congress. And now latest is that they all want TV anchors also to be fielded. To the extent that even out of work TV anchors from news channels are being picked up who were once news anchors. And now recently there is a program called, Didi Number One. Didi Number One had an episode, it was shown on Z, I think, in which Mamta Banerjee was seen doing some games and all that, having fun, cookery and this and that, everything, and then some, throwing darts at people, some fun games, some jokes. All this happened, and Subrashta, this was being recorded. This show was recorded when Sandesh Khali was burning. And the anchor of the show, who is now famous for saying, what has happened to the women of Sandesh Khali? No big deal. Has been given a ticket. Obviously, she'll say no big deal. Because when the women came out and said there have been instances of mass rape, she was playing games with Mamta Banerjee on her TV show, she's got a ticket. I mean, are you short of candidates? Please, have you looked at your candidate list?
No,
what does it look like?
What
does it look like to you?
Won't you
not a
question
serious
the 21?
It's not a serious.
Won't you question? Okay, by the same logic, won't you question the 2021 BJP list? How many actresses were there who had actually no connection with politics whatsoever? And once they lost, and may I say very badly, they simply left not just the BJP but politics itself. And Tathagato Rai, the former BJP president of West Bengal, termed them as Nogorer Noti. You know Bengali very well, I know you know the meaning. But for the others, this is something very derogatory for women. He termed them as Nogorer
I don't know
Noti
why you are endorsing it by
BJP
repeating it
leadership
on my
for having
program, which I
nominated them for
condemn.
the elections. They are nowhere in sight. I am not endorsing it. The point is whether a party nominates somebody from other professional fields is completely for the party to decide. There has been actors like Dev, that is Deepak Adhikari, there has been June Malia, there has been Shayoni Ghosh, there has been many others who have been from the film industry. There have been people from other professions as well. Some of them have successfully continued in politics. Some of them failed to do so. But that does not mean that people from other professions cannot participate. Sir, just a minute. That does not mean that people from other professions cannot come to politics. There has been Sunny Deol. There has been Sunny Deol for the BJP who never appeared in the parliament for 5 years.
So you're saying Trinamool Congress is inspired by Sunny Deol?
Famous actor.
Trinamool Congress is inspired by Sunny Deol?
He was a big zero.
Well done.
He was a big zero. No, absolutely not. Look at the track record. Look at the track record of the people who have been nominated by the Trinamool Congress. Deepak Adhikari has been elected twice consecutively. There have been others like Proshun Banerjee. Proshun Banerjee is a legendary sportsperson of our country. He has been elected consecutively and he has done tremendous work in his own field. He is a former footballer, Arjun awardee, and he's an icon, that I must say. He is a Trinamool man. He has been elected as a parliamentarian consecutive times. There are many people from other backgrounds who have successfully turned into politicians. So there's nothing wrong in nominating Rachana Banerjee or somebody else who is not from political background itself.
Yeah, but you can't get someone who says what has happened in Sandesh Khali, no big deal. I mean, horrible.
Not
to
only
talk like that.
I never
heard Rachana Banerjee say something like that. I never heard something like that Rachana Banerjee said.
Arnab, the point is this, that I very patiently heard you intervention as well. It is all right. I completely understand that when you nominate somebody to the Rajya Sabha, the constitution has certain provisions and all of that. But the same constitution also allows us to question our public representatives. When this is a matter of public record, what Arnab just told right now, the Trinamool Congress nominee actually said those words live on television. And when this recording is out there for public consumption. So just because you are unaware of it doesn't, make the woman less guilty. Also, let us understand that Mamata Banerjee has not yet come out with a public position, for women of Sandesh Khali. She has never said that I stand with the women of Sandesh Khali. What she has in effect been saying is that these are politically motivated protests, and she has absolutely underscored the goons from the party who have been saying that these women are politically motivated. So please understand why
absolutely not. The arrests were made by the West Bengal police. the arrests were made by the West Bengal police.
I'm really
And
sorry to
regarding
say,
women's
if you are
safety,
really
ma'am,
saying that
please,
Shah
we
Jahan,
don't
if
need
you are
any
saying that
summons
Shah Jahan
from
was
people
punished by
supporting the
Mamata
arrest
Banerjee,
of
let me
Bisai.
break the bubble.
Shahjahan
He
Sheikh was
not.
absconding.
He was being
shielded by the West
Not
Bengal
just
totally
police.
Shahjahan
sheltered
Also-
by
Sheikh, Uttam Sardar,
Banerjee
Shibu Hazra.
TMC government.
Each of these people were arrested by the West Bengal police.
Okay, let's go back to
unlike your
let's go
Delhi
back to the
police,
overall
who has
analysis.
never
Let's go back to the
questioned
overall
critical
analysis.
currency.
My analysis, Ramesh Sabarwalji and Anmol and Vivek, is that BJP does not want to take anything to chance. When the Prime Minister sets a target of 400 for the alliance, look at the way they have tied up with the TDP, right? I believe some talks are still on with ADMK and Akali. We may see something happening there. The announcement of the CA, the changes in Haryana. See, BJP, where it feels that there's a weak link, Mr. Sabharwal is acting very fast. In fact, look at Karnataka, you're from the Congress. Where they faced defeat in the state elections, they have replaced 9 sitting MPs, including D.V. Sadanand Gowda, former Chief Minister, Pratap Simha, Mysore, Nalin Kumar Katil, former BJP chief from Dakshin Kannada. So that they're going all out. We won't take any chance this time. We have to win every seat, even if it means upsetting top leaders. Don't you agree? It's a calculated strategy.
No, Arnab, we also, no, I'll give you an example. In Assam, we gave a ticket to Pradut Brodalai, Mr. Gaurav Gogoi, Rocco Willis-Han. They're all senior leaders. We are giving Rahulji is contesting, Mr. Bhupesh Baghel, the ex-chief minister of Chhattisgarh, is contesting, Mr. D.K. Suresh, the brother of Shiv Kumar, is contesting, Mr. Muralidharan, Mr. K.C. Venugopal, Mr.
No,
Kurkuru
why do you
Suresh,
think?
all
Okay,
senior
no,
leaders
my
of
point
Kerala
is,
are
why is
contesting.
the, Anmol, my point being, why do you think BJP is making tectonic changes? Is it not to make sure that instead of 22 seats out of 28 in Karnataka, for example, they win 25 or 26 out of 28? I'm seeing in this BJP strategy, let's take no chances approach. Don't you agree with that? That's why they are making changes. Dropping Jayant Sinha, dropping Gautam Gambhir, dropping 9
at the grassroots
MPs.
level.
After 10 years of governance, they should have asked votes of the people of this country on the basis of their accomplishments, on the basis of the guarantees which they are offering now, which remains fulfilled even till date. The only guarantees which they have fulfilled are guarantee of murdering the democracy, guarantee of crushing the ideals of constitution, guarantee of toppling the democratically elected state government, guarantee of overturning the decisions of the court by bringing ordinances, guarantee of giving protection to BJP leaders who harass and rape women,
farmers get Kisan Samman
guarantee of
Nidhi.
forcing the youth
What have
to
you
die
done?
of
Except giving
unemployment,
corruption to the Delhi.
guarantee of breaking the
Delhiites.
back of an Aam Aadmi due to inflation,
More than 18 crore youth has
guarantee of
got
including
the
all the
employment
corrupt
under
in their
EPFO
party by
data,
abiding,
and more than 4 crore people
whom
have
they
taken
abused,
Mudra Yojana loan.
abused,
So what
and
are you
label
talking
as
about?
corrupt.
Let's
So
talk
after
about
fulfilling all
the
these
gas connection
guarantees,
given to more than
what
10 crore
remains?
women in Delhi.
I'm
in
saying,
this
but
country.
don't you see?
By
No.
what
The
phase-
point
by
to note
what
is
phase will
the
they
point to note is the
go
point
to
to
the
note
people
is.
and ask for votes?
Do we all agree here?
That is why.
Do we all agree?
They are also.
Okay, so
they are also
but Anmol, do whatever.
Arnab,
Do we all
that
agree?
is.
Allow me a
That is
minute.
why
Do you agree? Do you agree or not? Does Vivek agree or not?
CBI.
No. See, the BJP has been making major changes, which is unusual, Vivek, for a party that is seen to have a big edge, to make big changes. Not limited to Karnataka. Besides Manoj Tiwari, they replaced everybody in Delhi. Manoj Tiwari was fielded from Northeast. Everybody else was replaced. Praveen Khandelwal. There are fresh faces who have come in. Kamaljit Serawat from West Delhi. Fresh faces who have come in. So they are making big changes. Why are they making big changes? This is the question we must all ask. If we are doing the analysis of the elections, BJP is making huge changes in its ticket distribution.
Because they are scared.
So there's some game there, some strategy.
I'll tell you one thing.
As they are
Mr.
forming
Savarwal,
you.
let me answer. I've been very patient, please.
Can't hear you.
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yes, I just wanted to say that as in the beginning of the show, Subrasta said there was a huge anti-incumbency in Haryana. And what changes has the Bharatiya Janata Party has made? It's their own wish, you know. They could have, what they did is absolutely legal, no problem, absolutely constitutional. But the thing is whether this change is going to work for the BJP or the change is not going to work for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the time is only going to tell. And the same is the case with the Delhi tickets that they have changed. Perhaps
but they are making big changes. None of you actually question that. They are making huge changes.
They are making the changes, but those changes are going to work for the Bharatiya Janata Party or not. We cannot tell.
That is not my
now.
prediction.
It's only for the time to tell. And you asked about Mr. Akhilesh Yadav whether he'll fight the election of the parliament election or not. Let me tell you, and the viewers also, he fought the election in 1999, 2004, 2009, 2014 and 2019. And he won all the parliament elections with a absolutely huge margin. I don't know why you don't remember that. I don't know why. And RP Singh ji also said about Harsh Malhotra that he has been an old leader and he has been an old worker for the party. But your party, RP Singh ji, makes the first time MLA the chief minister. So please don't say he's an old worker or he's a new worker. And we were talking about celebrities also. At the moment, the Bharatiya Janata Party gives ticket to Dharmendra ji, the Bharatiya Janata Party gives ticket to Hema ji, and the Bharatiya Janata Party also gives ticket to Sunny Deol. And you talk about Parivarwad. What is this? 3 tickets in one Parivar, RP Singh ji.
So RP Singh ji, my question is, both on terms of parliamentary performance and age, why does the 75 plus and this whole parliamentary performance rule not apply to Hema Malini? One, just give me a clear answer on that. You're making major changes everywhere. Why didn't you do a major change as far as Hema Malini is concerned?
No.
She's not your best performing MP.
And one more question. Will Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh get a ticket? Yes or no?
She's getting very well to the constituency.
Please clarify. Is Mr. Brij Bhushan Singh being given a ticket from the Bharatiya Janata Party? Please say yes or no.
No, let's talk about Hema Malini first. She's doing very well in her constituency. She's very popular in her constituency. What's wrong in it? I mean, if someone is performing well in the constituency.
That means although I have
secondly, also, we are the only party which can... Give me a second, sir.
You mean to say that the people who have been denied tickets were not doing well in their constituency? So admit that. If Hema Malini is doing good in her constituency, she is being given the ticket. And what about the others, the MPs from Bihar and Haryana? Even in Karnataka, they have been denied tickets. That means they were not working. That proves it.
Well, I think all that's proven is that the BJP wants to remove any shred of anti-incumbency, and where it sees some, it takes practical decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much. This has been an interesting analysis. I think my only conclusion, I'll say in conclusion, is watch what the BJP is doing. My sense is they don't want to lose a single seat, and where they can make changes even now, where they didn't make them earlier, to make sure anti-incumbency is neutralized by even 2%, they'll go ahead and do that. Which means they're being very pragmatic. Whether it yields results, takes them to 400, we'll only know in the end of May. Viewers, I'll see you tomorrow evening with another edition of the day's controversial and hot debates. Till tomorrow evening, good night and goodbye.
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
I am very happy to announce that Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio partner. Niva Bupa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। ये मैं नेशनल बैंक मॉडल कॉलोनी से ब्रांच मैनेजर बात कर रहा हूँ। आज सुबह हमारे पास नया कैश आया है।
मैं केंद्रीय नेतृत्व, राज्य नेतृत्व और राज्य के नेता आदरणीय देवेंद्र फडणवीस साहब, इनके साथ ही सभी नेताओं का मैं बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि मेरे जैसे कार्यकर्ता में दूसरी बार उन्होंने विश्वास बताया है।
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the debate. In the course of the last 2 or 3 days since the government notified the Citizenship Amendment Act, or should I rather call it the Citizenship Amendment Bill, because it has been passed by both houses of parliament, you have heard the usual arguments being made, the kind of arguments that you heard just before COVID during Shaheen Bagh. Muslims will be discriminated. This is ultra vires of the constitution. It will be put up to legal check before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will turn it down, etc., etc. And tonight, therefore, I think that since we have the opportunity and the time, let's put this to a reasonable test. The test of logic. The test of certainty. Ladies and gentlemen, to say that the Supreme Court will turn down or reject the Citizenship Amendment Bill is preposterous. Firstly, because the Supreme Court knows the limits within which it has to operate and respects the rights of the legislature and the rights of the elected government and the rights of parliament, to even expect that the Supreme Court of India will arbitrarily simply cancel something passed by elected governments and passed by both houses of parliament is absolutely unbelievable. It will never happen. Secondly, tonight what I will do is I will put those naysayers who say that the Citizenship Amendment Bill is anti-Muslim to a legal test of logic. Let me present a few of my basic arguments to you. If you say, why not Muslims? If Christians, Parsis, if Sikhs, if Buddhists, if all of them, and Hindus of course, are to be allowed from neighboring countries of Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan to be fast-tracked into getting Indian citizenship, why not Muslims? Well, I have not heard anything more ridiculous. It's essentially because these Islamic nations are anti-minority and have allowed for decades the systematic persecution of anyone who's non-Muslim on their soil, as a result of which their numbers have been going down in extreme measures. Everyone knows that, and yet they want to deny it. I don't understand why. Secondly, some people say you've introduced a filter of religion in the test of citizenship. That's madness to say that. Religion is not the filter. Any logical person would say that. Persecution is the filter. Torture is the filter. Denial of human rights is the filter. Religion is not the filter. And then some people say, why not Muslims? If you take that argument tomorrow, you'll say, why not people from Iceland? Why not people from Argentina? Well, essentially because persecution is the filter in this case. And then finally, the politically correct set who know so little about the law and live in a la-la land say, Article 14. Well, do they not know about Article 15? And what does Article 15 of the Constitution say? Article 15 of the Constitution says that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen of India on any grounds, race, gender, region, place of birth, so on and so forth. Operational word being, the state shall not discriminate against any citizen of India, which means once you become a citizen of India, you're equal to all. Doesn't matter what your place of origin is. Doesn't matter if your origin was from Pakistan, or your origin was from Argentina, or your origin is from Afghanistan. Once you are a citizen. Article 15 makes it extremely clear that once you are a citizen, that test of equality, that test of lack of discrimination applies to you. Now, the Constitution of India, I presume everybody should understand, is for Indian citizens. Therefore, to avoid a reference to Article 15 in order to mislead people of this country against the Citizenship Amendment Act is childish. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a long way to go in the debate tonight. But I hope that you will be with me, because I'm going to put the test of logic to all the anti-arguments put against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. To be a large country, to be a Viksit Bharat, we have to have a big heart. And the Citizenship Amendment Bill is that way of showing to the world that we have a big heart, that we are human, humane, and humanitarian. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you with two fundamental debates tonight. The first, where I put the test of reason and logic on the Citizenship Amendment Bill, and why I believe it will not just withstand, but it will absolutely demolish any legal challenge. On debate number one, I am joined by the one and only legal jurist par excellence, Mahesh Jethmalani, who's put out a really good piece on CA and CAB. Now, you also know that a list of 72 more names from the BJP was announced. I think I'm seeing a trend here. I'm seeing former chief ministers being brought in. I'm seeing more OBC names. I'm seeing people who've not fought the Lok Sabha elections being taken out of Rajya Sabha and being made to fight Lok Sabha elections. So I'm seeing a purpose there behind what the BJP is doing. And in the run-up to 24, I'm sure you'll love my analysis of that at tonight. But before that, here are the headlines. Of course, this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. Despite the centre's clear stand on the citizenship law, the Muslim League moves the top court seeking a stay on CAA rules. BJP's second list is out, retains top guns, gives more tickets to former chief ministers. BJP swings a big surprise in Karnataka. 7 sitting MPs drop. Bommai, Yaduvir picked. Youth leader Tejasvi Surya retained from Bangalore South. Haryana's political thriller concludes with former Chief Minister Mohanlal Khattar now put in the Lok Sabha race. Hate politics at its peak once again. Indian minister insults the Prime Minister in a purported video. And fight within the family. Major curiosity as Mamta cuts all ties with her own brother, Baboon, after Baboon fights with her over not being given a ticket. So first, let's begin tonight by understanding where the whole CAA debate is placed. Tonight, you can consider the next 50 minutes an explainer on why the Citizenship Amendment Bill is anything but against Muslims in the country. Here it is.
As India celebrates rollout of citizenship law, opposition has been resorting to fear-mongering tactics.
So we are not supporting CAA or NRC. CAA is very much related with NRC. We don't want any detention camp.
बांग्लादेश से, पाकिस्तान से अगर झुग्गी लगा के आपके पता नहीं वो कौन लोग हैं, क्या हैं, सारी कानून व्यवस्था चरमरा जाएगी, चोरियां, डकैतियां, बलात्कार बढ़ेंगे हमारे देश के अंदर। ये क्यों लाए हैं कानून? बता रहे हैं बीजेपी केवल अपना वोट बैंक बनाना चाहती है, 1.5 करोड़ लोगों को लाके और अपना बीजेपी अपना वोट बैंक बनाना चाहती है।
Centre has reiterated that CAA won't curtail the freedom and opportunity of Indian Muslims. It asserted that there is no bar on Muslims from anywhere in the world to seek Indian citizenship. The centre has clarified that there is no provision concerning deportation. IUML, on the other hand, has moved Supreme Court, seeking stay on the implementation of CAA, calling it unconstitutional. Can CAA withstand legal challenge? Let's debate.
Okay, we're setting up the debate with Mahesh Jethmalani tonight. Mr. Jethmalani, I'll cut the chase on a couple of issues because I'm going to start with 10 minutes with you and then go straight to the debate. That's what I promised my viewers tonight. Mr. Jethmalani, you and I agree on where we stand, but I will play the devil's advocate with you and I'll put 3 questions to you. First, that if the idea is to help persecuted people, then why not Tamil Hindus? Are they not persecuted in a Buddhist majority nation? Why not Rohingyas? Are Rohingya Muslims not persecuted in Myanmar? And why not Ahmadiyas from Pakistan? Are they not persecuted in Sunni-dominated Pakistan?
All right. We'll take each of them.
The simple point being, sorry to conclude this, that this is damn arbitrary. You know, the argument being made is that the government is doing something very arbitrary. It's picking and choosing who is discriminated and who is not.
Look, this is an extremely time-specific and purpose-specific statute, right? You had refugees in this country who have been there for a long time, who have been victims of religious persecution, right? And most of them are from our neighboring countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. There's a cutoff date that's after 2014, these refugees who come from these countries, this law will not apply. But pre-2014 refugees who have become refugees as a result of state persecution and have fled the country on the grounds of religious grounds, they will be granted citizenship by the government. Now, this is therefore a time-specific and, as I said, religious-specific. Now, let us come to the two issues which are the same. The two examples you mentioned, which stand on a similar footing. The first one is the Rohingyas, and the second one are the Sri Lankan Tamils. Now, as far as the Rohingyas are concerned, that is not a ground of religious persecution. And this does not mean that other forms, this statute doesn't exclude giving refuge or citizenship to people persecuted on other grounds. First, let's understand that. This deals with a particular situation, which is of refugees of long-standing suffering, 2014, right? And even prior. Now, as far as the Rohingyas are concerned, this is not an Indian problem. This is a dispute between Myanmar and Bangladesh. There are a lot of non-Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar who are not being persecuted. It is only the Rohingyas it's an ethnic issue. The Myanmar government believes that the Rohingyas, right, are not nationals, are not original nationals of Myanmar. The British, during colonial rule, in order to get labor for tea estates, etc., in Burma, transported the Rohingyas from Bangladesh to Myanmar, then the Burmese state, because there was a labor shortage. They have never accepted them. This is the dispute. Myanmar wants to send them back to Bangladesh. The dispute, therefore, between two countries and not India. Now, why should India get involved in this, right? Why should India, of all people, or of all countries, have to face the burden of refugees?
By the same argument, by the same argument, why should India get involved in who Pakistanis are discriminating against? Why should India get involved in who the Taliban are discriminating against?
Because this is the ground of religious persecution, right? As I said, please see the
How is religious persecution more important? Allow me to push you a little on this. How is religious persecution, can Mr. Jethmalani tell me, more important or more relevant than persecution on grounds of race, caste, sex, or place of birth, or language?
Now, 1 minute, Rajvi, right? First of all,
please don't get my name wrong. I'll take things like that very personally.
I'm so sorry. I've just come out of an interview with Rajdeep. So it's just a.
I can only empathize.
No offense meant and none to be taken. You're both anchors on different channels with different views. Right now, look. As I said, this is a long-standing problem. The Rohingya issue, right? You first have to tackle a long-standing problem, right? As I said, this is time-specific, which is why I keep harping on this. These are people who've been here as refugees prior to 2014. So let's tackle each refugee problem one at a time and on its own merit. First, we have taken the grounds of religious persecution. And the religious persecution is from neighboring states. So all this legal whataboutery, right? The question that should be posed is to those people who are indulging in this legal whataboutery, right? That are you opposed to this refugees being given citizenship in India who have been victims of abominable religious persecution, right? Of the worst kind, from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, right? This is a long-standing problem, much more ancient in time than the Rohingya issue. Are you opposed to
who
this?
Decides what is ancient and what is not?
Yes,
What is the filter of what is ancient and what is not? I can say that today somebody will say a 5-year-old dispute is relatively important to me and should be seen to be ancient because the intensity of the discrimination in 5 years equals the intensity of the the nature of distribution over half a century.
But
These are all subjective things.
Arnab, you are not somebody who decides priorities. The government does. They are elected. This is an exercise of sovereign power. You might find it unreasonable, right? But yours is just a view.
Yeah, but my view is based. My view will be based on what is in the Constitution.
Excuse me, 1 minute. Let me finish. Arnab. Can you criticize this act on its own merit? No.
Can I?
It is only. It is only whataboutery. You can quibble about the choice of priorities, but that is not for you to decide.
The point is the most fashionable pursuit nowadays, on which poetry is written, prose is written, novels will be written, films are made, is Article 14. Equality before the law.
Yeah, it's a
catch-all, but this is CAA. CAA is anti-Article 14.
Yes.
Is it not?
No, it's not. It's not. Because you have Article 15, which specifically deals with the issue on hand. It says that the state shall not...
Don't go to Article 15. Stay on Article 14, which says...
You can't
look. So yesterday, one of the panelists came and said to me that the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law.
Arnab, let me answer the question, or you answer your own question. 1 minute. Kindly bear with me. Since you've asked the question, bear with me. Right? Article 15 is an article which deals specifically with religious discrimination. Yes or no? Who does it confine it to? It confines it to citizens of India, not putative citizens, not aspiring citizens, not wannabe citizens. There's a specific provision for that. You don't go
you are saying
when you have a special.
You are saying a Parsi sitting in Afghanistan or a Hindu sitting in Pakistan today is not in the territory of India, and therefore Article 14 does not apply to him.
Yes, of course, Article 14 doesn't apply. Article 14 applies. But when there's a you're missing the point. Please hear what I'm saying. Article 15 is a specific article which deals with discrimination on the ground, on all matters, on the ground of race, religion, etc. That is only available to citizens of India. Non-citizens don't have that right. For them to get citizenship of India is an indulgence on the part of the government of India.
Really, viewers, this is like this. It's like saying, let me put it this way, and I actually agree with Mahesh Jethmalani. It's like saying that Donald Trump should be brought under Article 14. Technically, he cannot be because he's not a citizen of India. It's like saying that Rishi Sunak should be brought under Article 14. Mahesh Jethmalani says, no, he is not a citizen of India and he's not in the territory of India. So these are very clear qualifiers. But tell me, Mahesh Jethmalani ji, will the Supreme Court get into this? This debate has been on. How far does the Supreme Court go? Where does the judiciary stop? Where does the executive start? Left to a lobby in Delhi, the Supreme Court would be overrunning the elected government and parliament every day. This challenge to CA has been there in some kind of a status quo in Supreme Court for the last 2 to 3 years. You think the court will get into it? You think Justice Chandrachud will get into it? What's your hunch?
Arnab, I don't want to. I have, I don't critique the Supreme Court, right? Because it's an institution which deserves the highest respect, right? But if they do cross the line, it's best left to their own wisdom. I have a view on the CAA, right? I have a view on the plethora of litigation that's coming to the Supreme Court, mainly politically motivated. But if the Supreme Court, this is their jurisdiction. Right? It is the wisdom of the court to decide what matters it wants to interfere in, right? And it's an area which is beyond judicial review, right? It is for those who are standing for the state to point that out to the Supreme Court vehemently that you are now in an area which is beyond your purview. That's all I will say. Right?
No, I'm sure you are on that, I can understand the delicate ground you are in, given the fact that you're a member of parliament. You're with the BJP, but you're also a leading Supreme Court advocate. So I won't push you on that one. But Mr. Jethmalani, you set it up really well. And I do recommend that everybody reads Mahesh Jethmalani's piece on why the CAA is constitutionally sound and unfairly picked apart by its enemies. I'm going to, with your permission, put it on our website tomorrow so everybody can read that. And that gets filtered through. Thank you, Mahesh Jethmalani. Thank you for joining me, setting up the debate tonight. Okay, I have with me tonight Hitesh Jain, well-known lawyer. And he's, of course, with the BJP. Ajay Alok, national spokesperson of the BJP. Sohail Seth, leading public intellectual. And back on our show tonight, Waris Pathan, national spokesperson and former MLA of the MIM. And Ahmad Ayaz. So we have everyone on. Firstly, I want to start with Sohail. The last question I asked. Sohail, you move around in these circles. You know people from the judiciary, people from law, people from politics. What's your sense? You think the Supreme Court will get into it beyond a point?
Not at all. I think the separation between the church and the state, if violated by the Supreme Court, will have ramifications which go beyond the CAA. Number one. Number two, for all those woke liberals who are talking about the CAA being anti-Muslim, need to go back and study our history. Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Patel laid the foundations of the differentiation between people who were displaced and people who were evacuees. The first set of migration that happened in March 1947 happened from Pakistan, West Pakistan to India. The second round was Muslims returning in 1948, by which time a lot of the properties were actually used to house the displaced people. Number three, as Mahesh Jethmalani rightly says, it is the prerogative of the government of India to determine who will get citizenship. It is also the prerogative of the government of India to deny citizenship to people who it believes are either a national threat or are inimical to the interests of India. So if the government of India withdraws someone's OCI or someone's citizenship, it is the prerogative of the government. For the Supreme Court to get into it, and by the way, Arnab, on your Republic Summit platform, the noted lawyer Harish Salve has already said that it is the tyranny of the judges electing the judges. And I'm telling you one thing, all said and done, you've got a very balanced, wise, reasonable Chief Justice of India in Justice Chandrachud. I don't think he, more than anyone else, will go to the extent of non-determining or actually violating the principles of the separation between church and state, qua parliament and the judiciary. This is my belief. But there are experts like my good friend Waris Pathan, who always has a view on everything. So we'll wait to see what he says.
Okay, we set it up well. I'm opening today by saying we'll have statement, counter statement. And I will get first Waris to have his first joust with Ajay Alok. Then I will bring the other two panelists in. I want to make it very organized because it's a legal and political issue. Waris, give me one reason, or rather don't give me, give Ajay Alok one reason on the legality or illegality as you see it of the CA. Then I'll get him to respond and we'll take it very logically. Please, Waris.
Well, Arnab, to begin with, there are 2-3 points. So to begin with, let me tell you, the CAA is discriminatory. It is based on the religion. It is against the Article 14 and hence it is unconstitutional. There are several Supreme Court judgments which say that you cannot form a law on the basis of religion, and here they have made a law. Now, you cannot read the CAA in isolation. You will have to see the CAA along with the NPR and the NRC. What happened in the NRC in Assam? It was the Supreme Court monitored exercise conducted there in Assam where crores of rupees were spent. And what happened ultimately? What result was there? More than 10 to 15 lakh names of our Hindu brothers and sisters were missing from that. More than 2 lakh names of the Muslims were missing from the list. Amongst them were the Chief Justice of Bihar earlier. His and his family's names were missing. Now, what will happen if the CA is made out that those Hindu brothers and sisters whose names were missing in the NRC, they will definitely get the citizenship as per the new CAA draft law. But what about the Muslims? They will not get the citizenship. They will have to approach the foreigners tribunal. That is a difficulty. That is why we say it is against the Muslims, Dalits and the others. Thirdly, let me remind you, Arnab.
No,
Why now? Why
you
now?
made your
Because
first point.
you just 2-3 days are remaining. The entire nation is asking. Arnab, just 10 seconds.
I said you
10
give 1
seconds,
point.
I will finish my argument.
Just
give me 10
I said
seconds.
1 point, 1 counter,
Just 10
1
seconds,
point, 1
Arnab.
counter. I will stay
10
by that
seconds
rule
of
today.
your valuable
No, I won't
time.
even give you 10 seconds right now because I want a counter to the first point from Ajay. Then I'll be able to take it forward very systematically. I will only place on record that as much as I want NRC, the government has clarified right now there is no NRC. So this is all what Waris Pathan is doing, is trying to create something where none exists. Ajay Alok can respond. Ajay and Waris on a versus. Ajay.
First of all, Arnab, I would like to say very politely to Waris Bhai that please don't try and mix CA and NRC. It has nothing to do with it. Number one. Number two, as far as the legal claim goes that it is not according to law, according to Constitution, Article 14, 15, what blah blah. I guess you must have listened to Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani ji. You are yourself a lawyer. You know you are contradicting yourself. Now, the CAA is not a new chapter in the Indian political system or the Indian Constitution. If you remember, the famous Nehru-Liaquat Pact. The failure of that pact, which determines the religious beliefs of the minority community in both the countries need to be secured by the respective government, and Pakistan failed on that count. That itself was the starter to the CAA. My question is, why we were silent on CAA? If you say that we made the law in 2019 and because of elections we have released, no. We wanted to make a perception, people well aware about the CAA, and today we have achieved that, so this law has been notified. And second thing, what you are trying to place in front of the Muslim masses, that is going to take away the rights of Muslims. CAA has nothing to do with Muslims, nothing. CAA does not give citizenships to Muslims. CAA does not take citizenship from Indian Muslims. So the Muslim does not come into the picture. You are just trying to do it to take the political mileage from the Muslim community, which you have used, whether the Ghamandia or those AIMIM people. This is a clear-cut act that we are going to give citizenship to the religious minorities who are being persecuted from 3 countries. And we have seen the exodus, how the exodus was there. Don't forget there were 18% Hindus in Pakistan after partition. Today not even 1%. Yeah. Where they have gone? Either they have been converted or either they have been killed or they ran away. And you want, whether it is Hindu, whether it is Parsi, whether it is Sikh in Afghanistan,
in the windows,
whether it is Jains. I mean, you have to think sympathetic. We have to think in large hurt. India is not a small country. We are a place of we are home to many religions, and definitely it's our duty
to
look after this, and we have to look at a humanistic approach, not a communal approach like you. So that's what we are doing, and CAA is a reality. We have gone to the court. The court will take its own decision.
I will now subject the CAA to the equality test. 1 minute. You 1 minute. Let me first of all get everyone in. The windows are too static right now, Aditi, on the program because I'm not seeing Hitesh. Yes, thank you for introducing Abbas also into the debate. Now, point number 1, Hitesh and Abbas are on the debate. Abbas and Hitesh. First of all, do we respect Parliament? It has come down to this. If we want to disrespect Parliament, Hitesh and Abbas, because you people cannot get elected or you can never have a majority in Parliament, you decide. I respect my Parliament, and Article 11 of the Constitution says that nothing in the foregoing provisions of the part shall derogate from the power of Parliament to make any provision with respect to the acquisition or termination of citizenship and all matters relating to citizenship. It says Parliament. It does not say Supreme Court, with the greatest respect to the Supreme Court. So, I mean, first of all, if you are going to say that in India, Parliament does not matter, then you first say we should cancel Article 11 of the Constitution. Abbas, your counter, and then Hitesh on this first point.
No, we respect parliament. We respect the parliamentary democracy, and we also respect the cause of the parliamentary democracy. But unfortunately, the party which is sitting in the government does not do that. Time and again, they have tried to prove by their action that they don't respect the parliamentary democracy. Because you see, there's no deputy speaker in the Lok Sabha. There is no the number of ordinance has gone up multiple times. The referring of bill to parliamentary committees has gone down by multiple times.
which
This is what has happened in the rule of
which
Bharatiya Janata Party.
you will
So they don't
Abbas,
respect parliamentary democracy at all.
Abbas,
And how
Abbas,
they
I'll
have
give you
tried to undermine the
Abbas,
opposition
Abbas,
parties by using agencies
Abbas,
against them. This has never
Abbas,
happened
don't
in
go off
a
track.
parliamentary democracy.
Abbas, don't
It is
go
not
off track.
for
Every
party.
debate is not a
No,
debate
I
on
come to
ED
the
and
point.
CBI. No, I am asking you. Okay, I'm giving you an open forum. I'm giving you an open. So wait, one minute. I'm giving you an open forum. There is a man called Hitesh Jain there. Okay, yes, he's in politics and public life, but basically he's a lawyer for a living. You have 1 minute to prove to Hitesh Jain, okay, that there is a provision of the constitution that CA violates. You prove to him.
I'm saying that there are already laws in place to give citizenship to people who have
No, you give anything about no. You prove that I am giving you open uninterrupted time to prove that this article, this paragraph, this point of the constitution is violated by CAB.
No, I am saying that there were already existing laws in place which could give citizenship to these people who have been prosecuted. Only
Hey,
thing was
that's
done that it could have been expedited. But the government has
Right.
never done so. And I'm telling you, if you talk about the schedule 1C,
Yeah, come on,
which differentiate on the basis of the religion, which is against the constitution. One thing. Second thing, I'm saying that
Where does it discriminate?
Not expedite.
Where does it discriminate? 1 minute. Where does it discriminate?
Because the citizenship, the form has to be referred from one committee to another committee, then to another committee. So it is nothing just to, Bharatiya Janata Party is back on the divisive agenda. And that is why they have come up with CEA. And for 4.5 years, they have been waiting because there were no Lok Sabha election at that time. Otherwise, it would have hardly taken 24 or 48 hours to, come up with the rules of the CEA. So why you can even a child can understand that why they took 4.5 years, because it was not about giving citizenship to anyone. It was about dividing the cause of our nation, dividing the communal secular fabric.
What are
of
you
our
saying,
nation.
Baba?
This is what they want to do.
Hitesh, okay, I'll let Hitesh respond now.
You have given 180 seconds to Abbas, but except rhetoric and platitudes, there is no argument. I'm glad you bought Article 11. And the genesis of Article 11 clearly says that the Parliament can make any laws, including the laws on citizenship. Now, let me take you a step back to the great Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, who during the Constituent Assembly debate, specifically when this provision of citizenship was being debated, it says that as to what should be the criteria of the citizenship, that should be left to the Parliament to decide. So when you read Article 11, including the constitutional debate, it sufficiently provides Parliament on the first legal aspect as to whether the Parliament has a right and authority to make the law. Yes, the Parliament has a right and authority to make the law. Now, let me deal with the second argument. Now, everyone is talking about Article 14 discrimination and all. Article 14 also permits any lawyer who goes to the law student or even a school-going child, 9th standard, 10th standard student will tell you that Article 14 permits reasonable classification. And when it permits reasonable classification, it also allows discrimination. And in this case, the reasonable classification is the targeted section, that is to provide protection to the persecuted minorities. Unfortunately, the problem is people just look at one area. You don't look at the law properly. Article 14 deals with two aspects: equal protection of law and equality before law. And when it deals with the equality before law, it does permits reasonable classification. And this same lobby who continues to oppose all these things only on the basis of platitudes and rhetoric, they are aware, they day in, day out, they argue on a reasonable classification. This is the open and shut case. And according to me, it is not going to stand in the Supreme Court. They are going to fall flat on their face.
You see, this particular debate today, Abbas, this debate is getting a very unique response from our viewers tonight. They are saying that this is the first time on a debate on television that you're seeing reasonable arguments put. You see, Suhail, I have a choice of doing this debate. If I do the usual tutu meme debate that happens and let Waris Pathan lose, then in a minute you are anti-Muslim, you're this, you're pro-Hindu, you're this, you're Sanghi, Kongi, that starts. This is a very reasonable argument. People who don't study, and I'm telling you, anchors also are responsible, and TV channels who don't do any research, just allow that kind of debate and allow people like Waris Pathan to vitiate the atmosphere. It's very wrong. But I'm saying tonight, yes, Suhail, you want to make a comment on that? Yeah, Suhail. No, there's no point laughing. You know, you're trapped, so you're laughing. Yes, Suhail, go on.
My
lighter win.
Waris,
In a lighter win, Arnab. In a lighter win, let me remind.
Lighter win nahi hoga. I'm in a heavy mood today.
Just 10 seconds, Suhail.
No lighter win when I'm in a heavy mood.
I'm in a heavy mood. Suhail will agree with me.
Nothing like.
Arnab, Suhail, my friend, will agree with me and endorse my views that in the last 10 years, we have been debating with you. This is the first time we see that, yes, we are debating properly. Silently, everybody is being given a chance to make this point. And Suhail will also agree with that.
This AMIMM,
Suhail, you will endorse this view. In the last 10 years, first time we are seeing this kind of nature.
The problem with Waris Pathan is, if a tree falls outside his house, he will make it into a Hindu-Muslim issue.
Yeah. Well said,
Now, here's the thing, Waris. Everyone knows that this is what you do. You don't genuinely believe in it because in your heart, you're a secular human being. You want to come across as communal because you need your votes, which is fine. We all respect that. My issue here is we are discussing the Constitution of India. For my good friend Abbas to say, why do you need to amend laws? You've had hundreds of amendments to the laws. You've had hundreds of amendments to the Constitution. There is no such thing as a perfect law, the perfect Constitution. Now, the other gentleman, and Waris Pathan asked, why are they doing it now? Let me tell you, at any time that the government would have done it, you would have had a problem. You remind me of the issues that we used to have in Bengal under the communists. They had a problem for every solution. No matter what Modi does, you will find fault. No matter what the government does, you will find fault. Now, here's the thing. If we have to be mature as a democracy, we have to protect our citizenry. We have to protect our laws and we have to protect our constitution. To constantly rake mud, to constantly raise objections. Now, these are the very people, some of you actually raised a finger of doubt on our Supreme Court. But the day the Supreme Court gave judgments which found favor with you, they became woke enough and liberal enough.
I will put it to the litmus test. I will put it to litmus test. I will put it to a solid litmus test now. Ajay Alok, here is Waris Pathan fighting for the rights of Muslims from Pakistan who are not being allowed to India. Muslims from Bangladesh who are not being allowed to India. He wants all Muslims to be brought in. Okay? Watch this, viewers. Watch what happens now. And everybody just watch what happens when I ask him the next question. Ajay Alok, watch this. Tell me one thing. I want everyone on the screen because I want their facial expressions to be seen when Waris responds to this question. Ajay Alok, my question to Waris is this. Waris, do you want Ahmadiyyas from Pakistan also to be brought into India on grounds of discrimination? And if Ahmadiyyas are brought from Pakistan to India on grounds of discrimination, allow me to complete quietly, my friend. I'm roasting you. Will you promise that your leader Owaisi does not discriminate against them? Is it true or not that your leader Owaisi is totally anti-Ahmadiyya? 1 minute, let me complete. 1 minute. That your leader Owaisi does not consider Ahmadiyyas to be Muslim. That your leader Owaisi and his All India Muslim Personal Law Board, let me complete, does not, Ahmadiyyas are not allowed to be members or representation in the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. Who will you stand with? Will you stand with the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind, who will ask for a social boycott or Ahmadiyyas? Right? You are the people
My
who
leader
discriminate
Asad
the most.
Owaisi
1
talks
minute,
about
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute,
My
1 minute, 1
leader
minute.
Asad-
Equality, nonsense.
1 minute
No,
to
no,
already 7 minutes
I am asking a question. No,
My leader
1 minute.
Asad Owaisi speaks
Arnab,
about
asking on the
equality.
reasonable
He talks
classification.
about
Speaking
constitution.
about
He
equality,
speaks about rights of an
whether
individual.
reasonable
We have already
classification
filed a petition before the
Ask him
Honorable
about
Supreme
Ahmadiyas
Court
and the views of
which
AIMPLB
was
and
heard,
OSC on
which was heard,
Ahmadiyas.
but the central government said
Arey,
that.
Baris, if you have courage,
Arnab.
go against
Allow
Owaisi
me, allow me.
today.
My leader
If
Say
always
today,
speaks
say
about
today that I will stand against
talks
OSC
about
and for Ahmadiyas.
constitution. He
Say I am going to
Owaisi
stand
kya
against
hai?
OSC and for Ahmadiyas.
Arey,
Say
he
tonight.
stand with the
Bol do aaj.
constitution.
Aaj bol do
He stand
television
with
par.
the
He will say
constitution.
Baris
Owaisi
Pathan
stand
mein
with the
dam hai.
Are Ahmadiyas Muslim according to
BJP and
you?
Amit Shah, they don't
According
stand
to
with
you,
the
are Ahmadiyas Muslims?
Baris, go against Owaisi.
Are Ahmadiyas Muslims according to you? Bol do aaj. Boliye.
Let me tell you, no.
Arnab.
Arey, but you cannot form a law on the base of religion. Why are you going on that line? You cannot form a law on the base of religion. That is what I
Nahi, Ajay Alok, are you hearing?
It is
Ajay
unconstitutional
Alok,
to form a law.
no, 1 minute. You know what happened?
Ajay Alok has not listened to Amit Shah's speeches. Ajay Alok does not listen to Amit Shah's speech. Amit Shah clearly
Arey,
said
Ajay Alok
that
will reply now. Why are you replying for him?
NPR आएगा, NRC आएगा, OACG, and he is now saying
Ahmadiyya wale point pe mat chhodiye.
there is no correlation between the two.
No,
Arey,
I
Ajay
have to
kindly
prove.
go and listen to Amit Shah's speeches first.
He wants to
and then
escape.
make
He
a
wants to
point.
escape.
No,
Now he wants to run.
Why now?
He wants to run away from the debate.
For the election commission.
Waris is stuck. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know where to switch off his audio video or continue to be hammered by me tonight.
We have got the CA.
I will hammer him. I will hammer him. I will hammer Waris Pathan
Arnab, you are on the
tonight.
back foot. Arnab is on back foot tonight. Arnab is on back foot tonight, and that is why.
And in my whole life, I have not been on back foot.
Let's not discuss about Waris Pathan wishes.
If you have the courage, you criticize Owaisi
You
today.
are on back foot.
If you have the
Kindly
courage,
tell
you're a
Amit
brave
Shah
man.
what was the need for get
नहीं
the,
यार,
this now.
तुम्हारे में तो बहुत
Just
दम
2
है.
days prior
तुम
to the
Owaisi को
election, code
criticize
of
करो.
conduct being declared by the
Criticize
election
करो.
commissioner. Just 15
अरे
days prior to the
Baris,
Lok Sabha election.
Baris.
Ajay Alok and Nitish.
Because to polarize, Arnab, polarize the situation.
I just want to say that if we are going as per the wishes of Asauddin Owaisi.
Divert the mind.
No, I think if you are going to,
No,
please listen to me. I didn't interrupt you in between.
I'll tell you. 1 minute. Hitesh and Ajay.
If you are going to your wish and your leaders' wish,
They were sleeping aram se.
you know,
For the last
if we are
5
going
years,
to
they
the
were
wishes
sleeping.
of the AIM and all of
Viewers, I'll tell you one thing.
their first wish.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. 1 minute.
So are you going to listen to them?
I have a. Ajay Alok is responding. Big debate tonight. Ajay. See how he got stuck.
I'm
See how he got
saying that if we all are going to just fulfill their wishes of
Ajay Alok.
Owaisi or for that matter Waris Pathan, who has been secular in the past, but when he say Ganpati Bappa Moria, he has been thrown out of the party and then he had to apologize.
Very
for getting
sad.
back.
Very sad.
So this is the problem
true.
with this party. His first wish that India should be made an Islamic nation. Are we going to heed to that? No.
No, nobody threw out.
That's your first wish. That's your first wish, actually. That's your actually first wish. And here we are getting.
My friend
all
Ajay
those
Alok,
religious
nobody
minorities
said
being
that you are out of
persecuted
the
in that-
party. It was just
in
between
that
me and
Islamic
my
nation.
God.
Okay.
So
and
what's
you have
that?
a problem with that. Arvind Kejriwal has a problem with that.
Uttering names does not make
You
me
can
less
rape,
Muslim.
you can kill minorities in Islamic
No, I
nation, and
don't
if they
have-
come to India,
I don't have any problem
Muslims
as
like you
far
and
as
people
the
like Arvind
constitution
Kejriwal
is
have
maintained.
problem with that.
As far as the BJP
Jains are
follows
known
the
as
constitution.
the whole Jain
Arvind
community is
Kejriwal,
known
I am
as the
not his
biggest
spokesperson,
Ahmadiyadi.
sir.
They don't even
I am not
try to
Arvind
kill
Kejriwal.
by their
Look at the
death
debate.
I am the spokesperson for the
And if they come to India, you have a problem with that.
Okay.
How much
I am not Arvind Kejriwal's
pseudo-secularism
spokesperson.
you have in this country?
My problem is simple. Why discriminate? Why?
Ahmadiyya,
This will be against
nobody
the
is discriminating.
Your problem is simply only
will be
want to
against
chat
the
Muslim,
From when you get
and
the
do nothing.
documents.
No,
Arey,
I
Ajay Alok, you
nobody
come
is
from Bihar.
discriminating.
In Samanchal, several floods take place every year. What if the documents are
Arey,
misplaced? They will have to go
Okay,
from foreign tribunals.
In Simanchal, have you ever
Today is
been
a great
how many
debate.
Bangladeshis
Great
there?
debate. Beautiful debate. Ahmadiyas and Abbas. Ahmadiyas Abbas.
What you're talking.
Ahmadiyas and
There's so
Abbas
many
versus
Bangladeshi
Ajay and Hitesh.
What to do with
And
them?
the debate is speaking. The debate is
You should give
speaking
them
tonight.
Indian
Speaking.
citizens.
Nowadays, the fashionable word among wokes nowadays. I'll tell you one minute, Abbas. If you say to a woke, good morning, he will say, did you discriminate against night? It's gone crazy. Wokes are always feeling discriminated. No. And wokes have gone mad.
Arnab is used to it.
Wokes are a joke. Now my question is,
Not
My
like
question
that.
is,
Arnab, not like that.
Ahmadiyaz, the
Arnab,
word
it's
is
not like that.
discrimination.
You say,
The word is discrimination. The word is discrimination. Article 15 says that discrimination will not happen against any Indian citizen. But the operational word is citizen. The state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds of religion, caste, race, place of birth, or anything. Now, somebody sitting in Pakistan or Afghanistan or Bangladesh today is not an Indian citizen. Once he or she becomes an Indian citizen, Article 15 applies to them, not before.
Okay, Arnab. At the same time, Article.
No, let Ahmadiyaz say.
See, Arnab, that is the issue here. You see,
Arnab, I want to respond to a question that has been
no,
raised.
that's the issue here,
I want
Arnab.
Ahmadiyaz to
See,
respond to Article 15 point.
this is not that way. More than legal, it is a politically motivated issue. You see, here you are doing something for those who are non-citizens. And then you are annoying citizens, your own citizens, to see that some help is given to the non-citizens on the religion basis. The religion, when you talk of religion basis, that runs against the constitution also. So if you mean
which part of the constitution,
citizenship,
which article? Okay, I'm countering you. Which article? Which article?
All those persecuted.
No, you are saying against constitution and you expect me to be quiet. I know the constitution by heart. You tell me which part of the constitution. Which part of the constitution does it violate? You tell me.
No.
Which ऐसे मत बोलिए ना.
Constitution does not allow you to discriminate any citizen on the basis of religion, color or creed. See, Constitution does not permit you. Here what you are doing is, you are getting certain people.
The Constitution only applies to Indian citizens, not to foreigners.
Particular communities
sir, Article
to India,
14
giving
gives
the message.
The Constitution only applies to Indian citizens, my dear friend, not to foreigners.
So you are discriminating certain people.
Get your basics
You
right.
mean to give the citizenship to the persecuted people, then why not to keep it open to all? Why
Arey Baba,
not be
now listen to me.
Though I am
Okay.
not in favor of giving citizenship to anyone
Sir, Abbas,
who is a
Abbas,
non-citizen.
Hitesh and Abbas. Hitesh and Ajay. Abbas.
You have
Why
asked
to
about
discriminate people
Ahmadiyas
on
and
the
other
basis of
people.
religion, caste or creed?
Firstly, I want to know from you whether Samajwadi Party will include in its manifesto criticism of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board to deny membership to Ahmadiyas.
I'm saying, since it's been a reasonable debate, so let me answer you. There has been an important question in the debate. First of all, I'm saying that, anybody would say that you are giving citizenship to people who are religiously prosecuted. Fine. So according to you, Ahmadiyas and Hazaras and Shias and Hadianis, they are somehow related to Islam. So you don't want to give citizenship to them. What's wrong with atheists? What's wrong with agnostics? Because Pakistan is not an atheist state. It's Islamic state. They are also there. So do we have a column in the schedule 1C?
A solid work argument being put here tonight.
We said keep it all. If at all,
Basically, the state, I'm saying, the state is trying to undermine equality before law. That is Article 14. I'm saying this.
Sir, Hitesh will reply. He's the lawyer.
What he is doing, he's just parroting the line Article 14 equality.
What's wrong with
he has to understand. He has no answer on Article 11. He has no answer on the constitutional debate. He has no answer on the fact that this is a targeted measure, not a blanket exclusion. He has no answer on the fact that there is a reasonable classification. Ultimately, in courts, it is the law and the logic and the constitution that is applicable, not this political ipsy-dipsy. You cannot fire the political agenda from the shoulders of the court. This is a pure and simple legal constitutional argument, which even a school-going children will be able to debate with Abbas.
Abbas, I'll tell you one thing. Abbas,
I'm sure.
Abbas, I will answer. Abbas, I will answer to your question. Article 14 says equality before the law, okay? Is a Hindu sitting in Pakistan or Parsi sitting in Afghanistan is within the territory of India? No. Article 14 logic does not apply, because tomorrow you will say somebody is sitting in the Gaza Strip, Article 14 should apply to him.
Territory of India.
You say somebody sitting in the Gaza Strip, Article 14 should apply to them.
Understand what citizenship amendment act has done.
telling you,
What kind of argument is this?
Once they come here, that will be applied. What kind of argument is this in Gaza they will apply?
He has
Once
the
they come
right
here, it will be
equality before the law.
Varis, you're a lawyer, na? Once they become citizens,
Okay.
the Constitution of
Yeah,
India
I
applies to
was-
them. When they are not citizens, how does the Constitution of India apply to them?
No, politically,
I don't know.
The rule is saying
That is why the
anybody
CA
who's
I want
that-
a political statement from them.
That is the logic to bring the
Samajwadi Party.
and then bring the NPR and the
Congress
NRC
supporter, I want
and
a
then see
political
to it that the
statement.
Hindus are left where they will be given the citizenship and the Muslims who are living here, you will be making them
Arnab,
the
I want a
second-class
political
citizenship. You
statement
will not
from
be giving
Congress
them-
supporter
Arnab,
and Samajwadi Party.
What do you want?
Simple question, answer to my simple question. Why exclude the Muslims?
I
from
want
the
them
list?
to, I
Is it not
just want
discriminatory?
Congress supporters
Ajay,
and
last
Samajwadi
time,
Party to say
Is it not against
that they don't want
There are several.
They don't want Hindus,
Go and
Sikh,
read them.
Parsi, Baudh and Isai to come to India.
Spend some time from moving up.
I want to ask Samajwadi Party, they must make a statement, and the Congress Party, that they don't want Hindus, Sikh, Isai, Parsi and Baudh to come to India and get citizenship. Please make a statement.
This is anti-constitutional.
Make a statement.
You have to follow the constitution.
I request.
Our application is petition is pending before the Supreme Court.
Viewers, I have come to one conclusion. I have conclusion today. I have come to one conclusion. I have come to one conclusion today, that many people doing debates don't read the Constitution of India. To them, I would recommend Part 2, Article 11, Article 15, which is to be read in conjunction with Article 14, not alone, and Article 7, which effectively lays the foundation for CAA. I have read Article 14 and it does not apply to people in the Gaza Strip. Now, you may want it to apply, doesn't make it apply. Now, this has been, however, a great debate. This has been a great debate, and it's an informed debate. And it's a debate we've all enjoyed. I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for debate number 1 tonight. On the other side, what you should be reading into the selection of candidates by the BJP. In a few minutes, I'm back.
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। ये मैं नेशनल बैंक मॉडल कॉलोनी से ब्रांच मैनेजर बात कर रहा हूँ। आज सुबह हमारे पास नया कैश आया है जिसमें कि ये नोट हैं और 1000 के भी आए हैं, 500 के भी और 5000 के भी। सारा फ्रेश कैश है और इसमें जो है वो ये हालात हैं इन नोटों के ये। और इस तरह के कितने पैकेट चले गए हैं मुझे नहीं पता, अब लोग वापस लेकर आएंगे तो पता चलेगा। ये तो एक आदमी ने कस्टमर ने वापस किया है तो ये पता चला। इसके अलावा हमने एक और बंडल भी चेक किया, ये एक और पैकेट है, इसमें भी यही हाल है।
अच्छा, इसकी डेट कब तक है?
31 मार्च। ये सीरियल मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ।
ये सीरियल है,
ये सीरियल है इसकी, और इसमें ये एक नोट है
28 है, 29 इस तरह का है, 30 इस तरह का है।
ये दो नोट, हर पैकेट में 2 नोट इस तरह से हैं। ये क्या सिलसिला है?
This finally made State Bank of Pakistan to take notice of it and issued a clarification. According to the spokesperson of State Bank of Pakistan, it was not a case of fake currency note. Rather, these notes were somehow misprinted and there was nothing to worry about. Nobody has to worry about it. And according to the spokesperson, anyone who can get hold of these currency notes accidentally, they can get it exchanged from nearby any branch of the bank. But one thing is for sure, Pakistanis are panicked.
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
We in India know better than almost any other country, and even today parts of India are occupied by another country. But we did not see the world respond saying, oh, there's a great principle involved and therefore let us all go with India. Yes, today we are being told that there are principles involved. I wish I had seen that principle in play for the last 80 years. I've seen those principles cherry-picked when it suits people. My Prime Minister has stood next to President Putin and has said that we do not believe that this is an era of war. We are today for...
In terms of relationship with Russia, India, in terms of the border conflict with Russia, you have been talked about the importance of the territorial integrity and sovereignty, but you have not come out in terms of criticizing Russia aggression to Ukraine, and people may think that this double standard. So.
Politics at its peak yet again. Indian minister insults Prime Minister in a purported video. BJP to release second list for Lok Sabha election. Sources say two big names from Maharashtra are likely to make it. Top sources say BJP may go for overhaul in candidates from Karnataka. 8 to 10 sitting MPs likely to be dropped. Manohar Lal Khattar resigns from Karnal Assembly seat in his Lok Sabha context next for him. Major curiosity over Trinamool Congress split as Mamata's brother raises objection over Howrah candidate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indy is back with abuse politics, and this time they have crossed all lines, not for the first time. But Tamil Nadu Minister and DMK leader has sparked outrage over issuing death threats to the Prime Minister. In a speech that was tweeted by the Bharatiya Janata Party during the 71st birthday celebrations of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin in Chennai, the minister stated that if he wanted a minister, he would tear the Prime Minister into pieces. Listen to that outrageous comment. In fact, Republic TV has also spoken to the Tamil Nadu minister, who now says that he never meant that.
நெப்போலியன் சொன்னாரு கொஞ்சம் சொல்றது கேட்டுக்கோ இந்த திமுக வந்து சாதாரணமான இயக்கம் பல பேர் உயிர் தியாகம் செய்து வளர்க்கப்பட்ட இயக்கம் ரத்தத்தை சிந்தி வளர்த்த இயக்கம் இந்த திமுக யாரோ ஒழிக்கணும்னு சொன்னான் அவன் தான் ஒழிஞ்சு போயிடுவாங்க தவிர இந்த இயக்கம் கம்பீரமாக நிற்கும் எல்லாம் வேற போய் பாரு நான் அமைச்சர் போய் அடக்கி வாசிக்கிறேன் இல்லைன்னா பீஸ் ஆகிடுவேன் வந்து ஏனாதாலும் அதாவது எவ்வளவு பிரதமர் நாங்க பாத்துக்கிறோம் இவ்வளவு மட்டமா பேசுற போது பிரதமரை நாங்க பார்க்கவே ஓய்ச்சிருவா நெப்போலியன் சொன்னாரு கொஞ்சம் சொல்றது கேட்டுக்கோ இந்த திமுக வந்து சாதாரணமான இயக்கம் பல பேர் உயிர் தியாகம் செய்து வளர்க்கப்பட்ட இயக்கம் ரத்தத்தை சிந்தி வளர்த்த இயக்கம் இந்த திமுக யாரோ ஒழிக்கணும்னு சொன்னான் அவன் தான் ஒழிஞ்சு போயிடுவாங்க தவிர இந்த இயக்கம் கம்பீரமாக நிற்கும் எல்லாம் வேற போய் பாரு நான் அமைச்சர் போய் அடக்கி வாசிக்கிறேன் இல்லைன்னா பீஸ் ஆகிடுவேன்.
Ladies and gentlemen, hours after the CAA was notified, the opposition resorted to fear-mongering. Opposition states like Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and others have said that they will not implement CAA in their state. Union Home Minister Amit Shah slammed the Indy for opposing the Citizenship Act, saying their sentiments against the law stems from appeasement and vote bank politics. He also said that he had a special message to give to the Muslim women of the country. Listen in to what Union Home Minister Amit Shah had to say.
ट्रिपल तलाक को हम समाप्त कर देंगे. किसी की हिम्मत नहीं थी,
लाखों करोड़ों मुस्लिम माताओं बहनों के साथ अन्याय होता था। मुस्लिम की बात करने वाले, माइनॉरिटी की बात करने वाले मुस्लिम माताओं की आवाज नहीं सुनते थे। मोदी जी ने ट्रिपल तलाक को समाप्त कर दिया और देश में सभी को अधिकार मिला। मोदी जी ने कहा था कि हम महिलाओं को 33% आरक्षण देंगे। कांग्रेस पार्टी सालों तक सत्ता पर रही, परंतु उनको 33% आरक्षण रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिला। मोदी जी ने विधानसभा और लोकसभा में मातृशक्ति को 33% रिजर्वेशन देकर मातृशक्ति का सम्मान करने का काम। और अभी अभी कल ही हमने कहा था हम CAA लाएंगे। कांग्रेस पार्टी CAA का विरोध करती थी। आजादी के वक्त से कांग्रेस पार्टी और हमारे संविधान निर्माताओं का वादा था कि बांग्लादेश, अफगानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान से जो शरणार्थी आएंगे, जो वहां की प्रताड़ना झेल कर आएंगे, उसको हम नागरिकता देंगे। मगर तुष्टीकरण की, वोट बैंक की राजनीति के कारण कांग्रेस पार्टी इसका विरोध करती थी। लाखों करोड़ों लोग पाकिस्तान से और बांग्लादेश से अपना धर्म बचाने के लिए, अपना सम्मान बचाने के लिए इस देश में आए, उनको नागरिकता नहीं मिलती थी। अपने ही देश में वो नागरिकता के बगैर अपमानित होते थे। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हिंदू, बौद्ध, जैन, ये सारे सिख, ये सारे लोगों को नागरिकता देकर उनका सम्मान करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया। भाई और बहनों, हमने इस शरणार्थियों को सम्मानजनक जीवन देने का काम किया है। उनकी संस्कृति, उनकी भाषा, उनका धर्म, उनके परिवार की महिलाओं का सम्मान, उसका रक्षा करने का काम किया है। और आज से, कल से इस देश में आया हुआ हर एक शरणार्थी मेरे और आपके जितना ही अधिकारी है इस देश पर। ये अधिकार हमने ही नहीं। मित्रों, आज तेलंगाना की जनता ने फैसला एक प्रकार से 3 पार्टियों के सामने भाजपा का चुनाव है। कांग्रेस पार्टी, TRS और मजलिस। मगर मैं कहता हूं ये तीनों पार्टियों का एजेंडा एक ही है। मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनना। 3 पार्टियों के सामने तेलंगाना की जनता को, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को और मोदी जी को चुनना है। 1 कांग्रेस पार्टी, 2 TRS, तीसरा मजलिस। परंतु पार्टी कहने को 3 है, मगर एजेंडा एक ही है। एक कांग्रेस और TRS मजलिस के एजेंडे पे चलते हैं, मजलिस का एजेंडा लागू करता है। मुझे भाई और बहनों बताओ, हैदराबाद स्थापना दिन मनाना चाहिए या नहीं मनाना चाहिए?
Contrast it to the list that was put out by the Congress party, where you have the Congress heavyweights running away, from contesting the Lok Sabha polls. But the state to really focus currently is Karnataka. Let me also bring in my colleague and our executive editor, Niranjan, and then I'll bring in our senior editor, Sucharita from Bharat Newsroom. Niranjan, a lot of changes that have been brought in Karnataka, and perhaps the focus right now for the Bharatiya Janata Party is the southern states, because it is going to be difficult when it comes to a state like Tamil Nadu, or for that matter Kerala. The number game changes when it comes to Karnataka, because they are certainly hopeful that they will be able to stop the Congress in the state of Karnataka. So those changes that have been made, Pratap Simha's comments with regards to Yaduvir is something, is something that made headlines a while back.
Shravan, let me tell you one thing. It's very interesting what the BJP is trying to do in Karnataka. I can tell you that, first of all, Republic broke this evening that 7 to 10. We had said 7 to 10 MPs would be replaced. Spot on. In the list that I have, 7 MPs, 7 sitting MPs have been replaced. And look at the stature of these MPs. Nalin Kumar Katil. Nalin Kumar Katil has been the BJP chief of Karnataka, dropped. Pratap Simha, one of the notable faces from the BJP, parliamentarian from Mysuru, dropped to make way for Yaduvir, an erstwhile scion of Mysuru, a royal. They have picked a royal. Yaduvir has been picked up by the BJP. And look at Sadanand Gowda. Sadanand Gowda has been a chief minister. A former chief minister has been dropped, and he has put out a post today while thanking everybody. He says when the time comes, he will speak his mind. Perhaps he's also miffed, but we all knew that he's going to lose his ticket anyway. And then you have someone like Siddeshwar who's been replaced, but somebody from his family is getting the ticket. But the point is, 7 MPs have been replaced, Shravan. And if the BJP won 25 seats in 2019, 25 plus 1, given that Sumalata was the independent who later went on to support the BJP, their aim is to get nothing less than 20, less than the last number, which was 26. They have made big changes, but there are many surprises from the state of Karnataka. Let me go through that list with you. Some of the big names for you: Dr. Umesh Jadhav from Kalaburgi, who will be up against somebody we are expecting from Kharge's family. It is also Kharge's stronghold.
Well, in fact, after Karnataka, if there is one state that the BJP would be desperate to ensure that the numbers actually soar higher, that is the state of Maharashtra, Sucharita. And what's very interesting, at least a couple of names, Pankaja Munde, who's been fielded from Bid. There were a lot of reports doing the rounds that she wasn't having perhaps a good equation with the state leadership in Maharashtra. Then, of course, you have Sudhir Mungantiwar, a sitting minister, someone who's seen as close to the deputy chief minister and also to Union Home Minister Amit Shah. He's been fielded from Chandrapur. And, of course, Nitin Gadkari, because a lot was spoken about whether at all Nitin Gadkari is going to be given the ticket this time or not. But remember, that happens to be his bastion. The deputy chief minister also comes from Nagpur. It is a prestigious seat for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So if there is another state where perhaps there has been hectic negotiations going on with Eknath Shinde camp, with Ajit Pawar, of course, the BJP would ensure that they get the maximum number of seats from Maharashtra after Uttar Pradesh. If there is one state that they would basically push in all that they can, is the state of Maharashtra. Sucharita.
Absolutely, Shravan, and this election being the first one after the Shiv Sena broke up and Eknath Shinde now leading the new Shiv Sena. This is also the first election after Ajit Pawar's NCP being declared the NCP. So this is going to be a very, very important election, and also all those meetings that we've seen that the BJP has been having with Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, trying to negotiate seats and come to a seat sharing formula. We've seen all those meetings happening in Delhi with JP Nadda and with the Home Minister Amit Shah, and also in the background stays the seat sharing that really hasn't happened between the MBA. So keeping that in mind, this seat, the seat sharing, and after that these seats that have been declared by the BJP, Nitin Gadkari, as you rightly said, the man at the forefront, the highway man, and he's been repeated from Nagpur, and I don't think there is a surprise in there, but a very, very important seat. He's again been fielded from Nagpur. 72 seats that have been declared, and most of the sitting MPs have been repeated, barring a few that Niranjan was speaking about, but most of the sitting MPs and the performing ministers. See, I very, very clearly remember when the first list came out and we were speaking about it, Shravan. The criteria is winnability, and the criteria has been performance. And there have been several meetings where there has been a feedback report of these sitting MPs, how they've worked, what is their connect with the people on ground. That has been at the forefront, and that has been kept in mind also during those meetings with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And keeping that in mind, these names have been announced, names in different states, 72 names that have been announced today. We were hoping that there would have been more than 100. That was the speculation. but they've come out with 72 names and very, very important names in this second list. You spoke about Maharashtra. Piyush Goyal, sometime back we were just discussing this in the newsroom that Piyush Goyal will be fielded from Mumbai, and that is exactly what has happened. He's going to be contesting from Mumbai North, and again Rao Sahib Dadarai Danve from Jalna, Pratap Rao Patil Chikhanlikar from Nanded, and Nitin Jairam Gadkari, as you said, from Nagpur. So very, very important names from Maharashtra, and they would want to actually make a statement with Maharashtra, as you were speaking about Maharashtra, because this is the election that would really show where these parties stand post the breakup. So BJP wanting to make a statement, also Shiv Sena and NCP. So we will also be waiting for the seats that will be announced from their side. But this is definitely going to be a very, very important state election for the state of Maharashtra from Lok Sabha, because these are soon going to be followed up by the state elections. So this is also going to give us a picture of what really is going to transpire in those state elections. So very, very important for the BJP to make a statement in these Lok Sabha elections in Maharashtra. As I said, winnability being the first criteria, people connect being the second criteria, and the feedback that has been taken from ground of all these MPs, the ones, especially the ones who've been repeated. The ones who've been repeated, the feedback reports that had been sent into the BJP office, there were meetings with the Karyakartas, with the people on ground, and there have been several state-wise meetings that we've told our viewers about. So after all that, these seats have been announced, and most of the MPs who've been repeated are the ones who've really worked hard, who've had a people connect, and the ones who've been performing ministers, who've performed for this government have been repeated. The Prime Minister had told his Council of Ministers that the ones who come from Rajya Sabha should be fighting this election this time from Lok Sabha, and we get a peek of that in the form of Piyush Goyal, who's going to be fighting from Mumbai North. So that is one, and this is exactly what the Prime Minister had spoken about, because now that they've been in the government, they've been working for the country, they should be going and contesting and fighting those elections. So Piyush Goyal being an example of that. But very importantly, Maharashtra, and not just Maharashtra, Manohar Lal Khattar, if I may go across to Manohar Lal Khattar contesting from Karnal, the way things transpired in the last 2 days in Haryana, Manohar Lal Khattar resigning and Saini taking up that chair in Haryana, the Prime Minister is known for surprises, and the moment that resignation came, and there were discussions that Manohar Lal Khattar is going to be contesting the Lok Sabha elections, and that is precisely what has happened. He's been fielded from Karnal, and he's going to be a part. There's a move to take him to the center, and that is exactly what has happened. But imagine this has happened in the last 2 days, so we don't really know what the Prime Minister is thinking, what the BJP core team is thinking. There have been certain changes, and now Manohar Lal Khattar is going to be contesting from Haryana, from the seat of Karnal. So that is a big change. But I think that is something that we were discussing since yesterday, that he will be moved to the center, and that is why he's been fielded from Karnal. So not many surprises, but yes, a lot of discussion points, because as we said that most of the sitting ministers have been repeated, sitting MPs have been repeated, 72 names. So that zeros are down to maybe 2 more lists coming from the BJP, because 195 and 72 is what they've given us. We were assuming that it'll be a list of 100 plus, close to 125, but that really hasn't happened. So there is a seat sharing, and there is a discussion process happening. Today we had the news of Chirag Paswan striking an alliance and coming to a seat sharing consensus with BJP. So there's going to be more from Bihar coming up, and from the other states as well. But for now, very, very important announcements, and as we were mentioning, Anil Baluni, the national media convener for the BJP, he's been fielded from Garhwal. He being a key figure for the BJP, he also has been the Rajya Sabha member, but this time he's been fielded into the Lok Sabha. So very, very calculatively, the way the Prime Minister thought of the entire process, that these ministers or the ones who've been in important positions who come from Rajya Sabha should now go to the Lower House. They should be contesting elections, and that's precisely what we see in this list that has come out. Shravan.
Well, Sucharita, I'll just request you to stay on, because as far as the state of Maharashtra is concerned, it seems that the deal is not done as yet, particularly with Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar still demanding a larger share of the pie. In fact, Eknath Shinde's team has been asking about 18 seats, the seats that Shiv Sena had won last time. They had contested about 23 seats, with the BJP contesting about 25 seats in the last Lok Sabha polls. But this time, it appears that in Maharashtra, the BJP is aiming for roughly about 30 to 32 seats. That's what they are looking at. And perhaps 10 to 12 is what the allies would be getting in. Let me also bring in my colleague Priyanka, who's joining us from Ahmedabad right now. Priyanka, the list for Gujarat is also out. There are new faces that have been brought in, something that the BJP is experimenting in almost every state, while they're fielding their big names. At the same time, bringing in fresh changes, fresh faces have been brought in. What are the key highlights as far as Gujarat is concerned?
Well, that's right, Shravan. In fact, there are some, of course, fresh faces that have been inculcated in the list, but there are also some faces which have been repeated, like the likes of Ranjanben Bhatt, who has been a sitting MP from the constituency of Vadodara. Apart from that, we are, in fact, looking at some of the key constituencies that we are still waiting for, because we have seen a lot of changes here in the state of Gujarat as far as the opposition is concerned. In fact, not just the opposition, but the leading faces of the opposition, then be it Aam Aadmi Party, the BTP, or even the Congress Party, whose faces in fact have been leaving their parties and joining the BJP. And we are also hearing the chatter of how they might be also be given a ticket as well for the Lok Sabha elections. Now, the examples of that being are Arjun Modwadia from the Porbandar constituency. He has in fact joined the BJP. Then be it Mahesh Wasawa, who is Chotu Wasawa's son, and with the BTP, he was with the BTP but has joined the BJP. However, it is unlikely now that he will be given a ticket, because we already see the Chota Udaipur seat, which is his home ground, in fact, that has already been announced. So that has been another update, because we have seen Mahesh Wasawa, who was also a very close aide of Ahmed Patel at some point, the late Ahmed Patel of the Congress Party. Now we are looking at Mahesh Wasawa having joined the BJP, Arjun Modwadia having been joined the BJP. Now the strategy of the opposition party, it seems as of now, the limited number of faces that they have, the MLAs that they have, they are the ones who have been given the tickets from the opposition, then be it the Congress Party or the Aam Aadmi Party as well, then be it Chaitar Wasawa of the Aam Aadmi Party, who's also been being considered from the Aam Aadmi Party to be given a ticket as well. So these are some of the updates that we are looking at, but of course some of the key constituencies we will have to wait for from the BJP's third list as well. But however, as of now, we are looking at the BJP having given the chance to the performing MPs, then be it in the likes of Ranjanben Bhatt, and now we are also looking at several of the new faces as well that have been inculcated in the second list of the BJP. But of course, Shravan, all eyes on also, at least for the state of Gujarat, for the remaining constituencies, to understand how essentially this arithmetic of the opposition party leading faces really leaving the party and then joining the BJP, and how that really is working out, and whether or not the BJP is going to take advantage of it to give these people the ticket as well.
Well, Priyanka, I'll just request you to stay on with us as we quickly recap for all our viewers who are tuning in right now. The second list of the Bharatiya Janata Party is now out. Big names as far as the state of Karnataka and Maharashtra is concerned. Of course, even in Haryana, where former Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has been fielded. So they've gone in for the jugular, as many would be pointing out. But at the same time, remember, if you simply contrast that with the India Alliance right now, with their list coming out, all that we have essentially seen is that their top guns, they've all gone missing. Most of them have expressed the desire out in public, saying that they do not want to contest the elections. Let me once again bring in my colleague Niranjan, who's joining us from the Kannada newsroom right now. Niranjan, perhaps in the state of Karnataka, they were hoping that there would be some momentum after the win that they had in the assembly polls. The Congress in Karnataka and many of the leaders here in Delhi have been exuding confidence, saying that because of the kind of schemes that have been brought in by the state government, they would be hoping that there wouldn't be anti-incumbency. But the situation appears to be a little different with the Lok Sabha elections, because the voting pattern is completely different. And more importantly, it is about the double engine that they've been speaking about.
Well, yes, Shravan, you see what's happening with the Congress party is, I'll tell you the dilemma of the Congress party this time, this election in Karnataka. Many ministers were asked to contest this election from the state of Karnataka, Congress ministers, and I can tell you a few names. For example, Satish Jarkioli is a very senior leader in the Congress party. He was asked to contest. He was asked to otherwise field his daughter. And then you had Ramalinga Reddy, who's a minister here in Karnataka. He was asked to contest or field his daughter. And both of them have reportedly declined to do that. And you look at the state of even Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress party chief. He's unwilling, we are told, to contest from Kalaburgi, which is his stronghold. Because that would be embarrassment if the Congress party were to lose from the seat of Kalaburgi. If Kharge himself loses, that would be a very wrong message going out. Now, we are given to understand that that's the thinking within the Congress party high command. But asking about anti-incumbency, many parliamentarians, I just had that list here. I'm going to pull out that list. If you look at some of the names that have been dropped by the BJP this time around, some of them have been, for example, there is Nalin Kumar Katil, who's been a BJP chief of Karnataka. Performance, perhaps. He was not retained. Pratap Simha is a surprise. Let me tell you, it's the biggest talking point here in Karnataka, because I don't know whether the BJP was also thinking of the controversy when those people stormed into the parliament, and when the parliament ruckus happened, when they infiltrated into the parliament, it was a pass given by Pratap Simha. Now, I don't know whether that was on the back of the BJP High Command's mind when they decided to cut his ticket. Because on performance, if you talk about performance, he's somebody who has even presented his report card and credentials, saying that he's been able to bring in a lot of projects, investment, talking about highways, talk about trains running through Mysore. Even yesterday there was a new train inaugurated in Mysore, which he took an initiative for. He's been a two-term MP. So I don't know whether just performance has been the criteria this time. Perhaps perception, not just performance, but perception. And with perception, even thinking about future prospects. Now, Yaduveer, for example, is a household name here in Karnataka. His father was the erstwhile king of Mysuru, comes from the royal family, and they feel that fielding someone like Yaduveer will get them more votes. And that's a sure shot that even Pratap Simha would have won, but they feel that with Yaduveer they may have won more votes, and that's why someone like him has been given the ticket. So I think they've deep dived into each seat, and you look at some of the surprises. For example, Shobha Karandaje is a senior leader of the BJP, and she's been a union minister as well in the past. Now she has faced protests to the effect of some people holding placards saying "Go back Shobha." There was a "Go back Shobha" campaign, and despite that, and that was for her seat in Udupi Chikmagalur, but she has been removed from that seat and given another safe seat. You can call it a safe seat of Bengaluru North. She will be contesting from here. It is a given that the BJP will win that seat. Now, that has been the thinking. Now, I don't know why they've been, whether they've been forced to accommodate her or not, I don't know. But there seems to be some balance between performance, perception, and also accommodating the state request. For example, here in Karnataka, we know that Yediyurappa's son is now the BJP state chief. And I'm sure that Yediyurappa and his son have had a say in who should be given the tickets, which has played, of course, a big factor this time. So performance, perception, and they've also looked at winnability, and there were surveys conducted on the ground. Now, that is only as far as Karnataka is concerned, but you look at the larger picture of what the BJP has in mind nationally. 400 is the target that they have for the NDA alliance. The BJP itself, the Prime Minister has been saying, Home Minister Amit Shah, the BJP High Command, reiterating on the number of 370, saying that 370 is the least number of seats that we should win. And everywhere they've looked at the winnability factor this time, and I'm sure a lot of calculation has gone behind the second list as well. They were facing criticism yesterday for delaying that list, because many people felt that you're losing time on the ground to prepare, etc. But nonetheless, the list has come now. Shawal.
Well, thank you very much, Niranjan, Priyanka and Sucharita for joining us. We'll continue with our coverage. The second list of the Bharatiya Janata Party is now out. Big names have been fielded in the second list too.